Hi everybody, good evening, welcome. Saturday night with the Sprue Crew. I like your new name, Sprue Crew. Yeah, me and Colin's doing a bit of rebranding. How you all doing in chat? Who was first in? Oh, Mark, Sprue Surgeon. And then there's, who's that? GB's Model Zone, don't know him. Festa, I know him. Expat, how you doing, Expat? Paul Shapman's in. And apparently we need a doorman, so yeah.
That's Andy with some ex-doormen in the group, isn't it?
Yeah, but are you coming in? We are the management.
Yeah, you can't come in, no trainers, fuck off.
Yeah, Ron.
Channel, first F word, boom. Yeah.
You're not on the list, you're not coming in.
Hello, Bob.
Oh, Bob. Oh, Paul for ISM's in as well. I didn't bother, mate.
Hello, Paul. Thanks for popping in, fella.
Hi, Paul.
Another Paul, John Paul, though. And Mark Scale Models. How you doing? Good evening, everyone. Yes, and welcome to the Saturday Night Live show. That's myself and Cobra McGovney's Colin Professor 67's Workshops in.
Hello, folks. How are you all?
If you need 3 sheets of decals, we've got just the man for the job. It's John Bennett. How you doing, mate?
Hi, Derek. Hi, Carl, David, and everybody in chat.
And we've got better known as Davey UK. Yes, it's Model Mike and Dave. How you doing, mate?
Hello, Terry. Hello, gang. Hello, everyone at home.
See this sticker at the top of your screen? No having that, mate. You need to get yourself some. I don't have any tonight again.
I can't be bothered to write.
I don't have any. These aren't Jaffa cakes, Colin. It's getting old, that joke, anyway. I'll need to find something else. So,
right, where's my bloody gun?
I thought you had you said you were fancying. We were talking just before we came on air about the lovely Helen's Magic Hand might come through the door with some lovely tasty treats for Colin, and it was probably going to be something like it's getting in near the. I'm not going to say the word because it's still November. It's getting near the time where all the party treats come out, and I used to remember my mum used to do Voulevons and all that, and Colin's got a particular favourite. The Voulevon, mine was tuna mayo and.
Mine's prawn cocktail, mate. Prawn vol-au-vents. I will bite people's noses off to get to a plate.
Yeah. Prawn cocktail vol-au-vents every time.
Yeah, honestly, that's the only time you see me move quickly, mate. I've got a nose like a bloodhound, mate. I'm like, someone's.
I bet you're like me. You hover over the buffet table, don't you, and guard things that you like.
Oh, yeah, I'm a guard dog. I'm there with me walking stick going, fuck off. I'm like the doorman in the Crombie. No, you can't come in. No sandals, no jeans, no. It's like, yeah, I'm having this bad boy. And then under the hat with the vol-au-vents.
Yeah, but I thought they did some like prawn vol-au-vents, don't they? Do they do that? Run.
Yeah, they do run. And obviously a plate of pie and mash and some jelly deals. Well, you know, I'm anything.
No. You said it was liquor. Nothing about the jelly deals thing.
Yeah, pie mash and liquor, and followed off by some nice jelly deals.
I've got to try that pie mash and liquor thing, but I think we'd have to go down to London to actually get the proper calves that do the proper liquor. Is that right?
Yeah. Paul Shatland says mince pies for him as well, mate. Sue Shatland says me too, Colin. Good girl.
Oh, what's this? John Paul saying he's got 19 parts to the drag car chassis so far, so I take it he's been busy at the bench, so that's good.
Nice, mate. Sounds like a nice, interesting build.
So, Paul, when you say mince pies, I take it you're not on about Scotch pies. I take it you're on about the mince pies that are the fruit mince, the raisins, and I don't know, like him.
Yeah, okay, says the bloke who eats haggis.
I like haggis, but I don't like fruit mince pies. Don't like Christmas ones. I used to like a good old Scottish one, clouty dumpling. My granny used to make it, and it's all that stuff, and you boil it in a big bag and stick it into the thing.
Oh, right. Okay.
Clouty dumpling. You never heard of clouty dumpling?
No, never heard of it, mate.
It's like raisins and sultanas and sherry and everything. It's really heavy. It's a really heavy fruit kind of boiled. It's just a
I thought you didn't like fruit.
I used to get force fed it at my granny's, and now I don't like raisins and sultanas. I do like bananas though.
I wonder why you don't like fruit. I've got this image of someone trying to force feed the smooth.
Well, in Scotland, fruit's like mushrooms and cheese and that. That's what we call fruit.
Yeah, but that's something you put on a plate that's garnish, and it's like vegetables in Scotland. That's just something like a plate frame, isn't it, to you lot up there?
Aye, like what you get in these posh French restaurants where you've got a circumference of.
There's the batter. The rest of the stuff is just to make it look a little bit more enticing.
What I have noticed about Scottish food, though, it's very brown. You know, you look at it and everything's just like brown.
Rat Pack 30 and Clinton Eels are in. Hello, gents. How are
Rat Pack, Bjorn. Hello.
Hello.
So, yeah. God, we're quite busy tonight. What was I going to say?
No idea, Terry.
Well, what possibly could go wrong is the name of the thing.
But have you not been to the mind reading classes I sent you on?
No.
Huh?
No.
I would need an IQ for that, and as we all know, not really, you know.
Is that like B&Q?
Yeah, that's the very man.
That's so. Aye, we've got folk for Dan and everything. So yeah. What have we all been up to this week in the chat? Obviously, a bit later on, we'll go into the dungeon and stuff like that and see what yous have all been up to. Colin's been working on some rather arty-farty artwork. You might have seen it. For a proposed group build that's come up. We don't have any prizes or anything as such worked out as yet, but definitely we're going to be doing a Star Trek themed group build over the winter period.
Anything Star Trek, basically. Anything to do with any of the series. It could be a Romulan ship, a Klingon ship, it could be a Borg ship, Starfleet ship, whatever. And
the X-Wings though.
Oh, Parker.
Yeah.
Vince doesn't answer. I'm not going to get my heathen yet. He's absent.
Yeah, obviously, Vincent is a bit of a rivet counter when it comes to sci-fi, so I'm sure we'll be doing things in that build that will irritate our Belgian friend.
Maybe even getting lighting working with 9 volts instead of 12 would be interesting.
I'm going to put Chewbacca in mine or something along them lines, just to wind him up. You know?
The thing is, you'll do the voiceover for that yourself, won't you?
Yeah.
The whole whatever it is that he does. I'm just Bobbington starting off early. He loves a big yellow long thing. What you drink? What's your drink of favour tonight, Bobbington?
Good old
Luke's in for Black Rifle Model Works. How you doing, matey?
Hello, Luke. All right, mate.
Yeah, and Beyond's asking who's feasting on a banana. It may or may not be myself, because it's may or may not be sitting next to Jack. My bench is a mess at the moment because we've been playing about with electricity and stuff through the week.
How did that go for you, Terry?
Well, that was in between trying to stay awake. I seem to have. I'm going to hate to go to the doctor. I've got some kind of sleeping disease that I'm sleeping more hours than what I'm awake.
That's called. What's it called?
Lazy bastarditis or something, is it?
Isn't it?
Aye. So.
Skylitis.
Yeah.
Oh, it's weird. Not only am I sleeping at weird times, it's like I'm up for 2 hours. It's like, I need to go back to my bed again.
The thing about that is you come on having just got up. You're like, you're right. I might have missed a day, and we'll add a day on just to confuse him. And it's about half hour before he goes, "You bastards! It's Friday, not Saturday."
Yeah. It's like, hurry up, Terry, and get your cup of tea. You're live in 10 minutes. I'm like, what?
What? Have I lost another day?
Oh, cheers, Mr. Sharp. He says it's called old age. Well, yeah, I'm going for the Father Christmas look.
We had noticed.
Like that, is it? Let's see.
I can't say anything because you're younger than I am, and I've got my head on upside down tonight because obviously I haven't shaved. So.
Oh, but 67's a good year. What is that? A month, 2 months between us, or so? I can't mind now.
It's getting to your busy time of year, isn't it, Terry?
It is, yes, where I start climbing down chimneys and scaring ladies in the middle of the night. Oh no, that's my other job, isn't it? Yeah.
Well, it's coming on nicely. The belly's getting nicely rounded now, isn't it? So you just got to.
Yeah, but don't say that you want Terry to get his sack out, John, because that's an image I can't undo and unthink.
What again?
I'm actually losing.
That's not good.
I'm actually losing weight, you cheeky bastard. There you go, you've got a cheeky bastard off me.
Well, it's all that sleeping you're doing. You're not doing anything, so the energy's just dropping off you.
Yeah, I must admit, Terry, you have lost a bit of weight because your left moob don't look as bouncy.
I've still got a decent cup going there, okay. He's a bastard, isn't he?
Yeah,
Johnny.
on one side.
Sue's getting the dig in it. Paul is just saying he's got no room to talk, Terry. Oh, brilliant! I like this. Experts saying siesta-litis is very catching. Yeah, I wish it was siesta and I was having parties all the siesta's sleeping in it though. Is it fiesta's his party? Aye. Yeah, educating the smooth.
Yeah.
Pass. We would need our European counterpart in, but I think he's a bit uptight this week over Brexit, and yeah. Has
he not got a meeting with Merkel or something like that? He was trying to put her straight on a few things.
He was in a Trump and Brexit rant again earlier in the week. It was hilarious to listen to, mate.
Yeah.
How did he go off on Monday?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, big time.
David, why have you got? Have you been out? Is that sweeties left over for when you were guysing at Halloween?
No, they're just sweeties that come out of a drop box that I get every month. And I just thought I'd put sweeties on there as well as no traffic cake zone.
Do you get the boxes that have got like the really healthy nuts and seeds and all that shit delivered, or is it all shite like that? No.
Frankie's in. Hello, Frankie. How you doing, mate?
Hi, Frankie. I forgot to put my board up and everything, but yeah, I'm probably not doing all my model bits that I've got sitting there. So, David, we've not seen you since last week. What have you been up to, mate?
I've been a little bit busy.
A little bit?
A little bit busy. Let me clear the decks, and then I'm going to move it in. You know, I said I was doing the bike?
Yes.
And the last time you saw the bike, it was just bits across the table.
That's right. Oh. That resembles something with two wheels now.
If I can pull that down. Oh, is that? Can everybody see that?
That's not too bad, aye.
The tank's not fitted. It's just resting in place just to snazz it up a little bit. But that's where I've got to so far.
You're getting there with that.
I like that. It's a nice bit of work, that, mate.
It's all right for your first bike build, considering you usually do like armour and wee figures and figurines and stuff.
No, I'll tell you what, I have. I've really enjoyed doing this.
It's just something different. I think the paint order's quite interesting, How you've got to do all the fiddly wee bits and then stick them all together again.
And then you've got to start putting it together. I've still got to put the spark plugs in the engine, and I've still got to put all the hoses and
the pipe work.
Yeah, and footrests and stuff. But
you're no longer calling me and Terry names then for convincing you to build a bike.
Not now. I don't know if I'm a bike convert at the moment.
Yeah.
But
you've got another one.
I shall do the other one that I've got.
Mm-hmm.
And then there are a couple of new ones that I've seen that I do like the look of. So
would one of them be the new R1?
It would.
That's a nice looking bike. What's the other one?
I don't know. He's got two wheels.
Right, but you're saying it's a new
that
one.
was a Katana, wasn't it? His other bike.
The other one that I've got to do is the Katana.
Yeah.
And then after that, I think it's going to be the the R1?
Well, the R1 would be a nice one to build, yeah. I've not even got that one myself yet. I tend to wait till the prices come down a bit, because when they first come out, they were like 45 quid, and it's like, right, okay.
Yeah, I've got to be careful, because I still need to go and buy my ACDC truck and trailer.
Yeah.
Oh, what's this? Is this a 124th thing that you're going to be building?
It's a 132nd Revel truck and trailer of ACDC when they went on tour.
Rock or bust tour.
132nd, that's an unusual scale though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh.
But, yeah. Hopefully, me and Colin are going to do a bit of a buddy build on it.
Yeah.
Oh, obviously Collins will be very like the box art, I would think.
Yeah, because I am known for sticking to box art, mate. Because
I can't believe that he's going to do an out of the box. I think he's going to be a Colin special.
Instead of being AC/DC, I'll just have 12 volts written on the side or something like that.
I saw what you did there. That was good.
Yeah.
Mate.
Well, I thought you might have done 9 volts only.
What's Sue saying? Oh, nice bike, better than my first bike build. And Bjorn's going, you don't even want to see my first bike. What was it? Would it have 3 wheels? Was it a wee tricycle? What's that one the kids?
My first bike build was one of the big Airfix Hondas. Do you remember the CB 754? I think it was.
Yeah.
Do you remember them, John, back in the day?
Yeah, because they did the standard bike and the race bike as well. Did they do a BMW as well?
Yeah, race bike with the fairing. My uncle built the standard bike.
Is that the RC166? No, it's not that. No, anyway.
The CB 754, mate.
My first one was a Matchbox kit. It was the Vincent Black Shadow. But
Yeah, I got one of them not long ago for £7.
Yeah, and it fetched funny money on eBay, yet Colin got one for £7, and I'm like, right, okay.
What were damaged, mate? What more can I say?
Was that all it was? Just water damage?
Yeah. I bought a load of stuff that was flood damaged, and the boxes and the instructions and that, and a lot of them you can get the PDF files through Scalemates, places like that. But the sprues and that were all still bagged up and that, and yeah.
So you just have to do all your own decals.
Yeah. It's all right if the decals are in a plastic bag, but very few suppliers do that. But yeah, they come up all right. You know.
Good stuff. What's Bjorn saying? You sure his bike's close to 30 years old and it looks like a bloody disaster? But I mean, when you think about it, some of the bikes must be about 30 odd year old, aren't they? The 80s.
Well, yeah, I mean, we had it with the Kawasaki's that we did, wasn't it? Because they were, I can't say the word properly,
Aoshima, they're fairly recent kits, though, they know.
Yeah, they were, how can I say, slightly different quality than Tamiya, weren't they? I mean, we all noticed that, you know, and you do get spoiled with some of the suppliers, but then when you look at, you know, something like a Model Factory Hero kit, you know, you're looking the other end of the spectrum, aren't you? You know, I think
it's fun chopping them up
to get our hands on something like that at some point, just to give it a go.
Well, John's got a load of 1.6 bikes since he had his birthday now.
Yeah.
What's Frankie saying? Never did a bike. Maybe I should in the future. It's just
have a go. Do it. Have a go. It's good fun just doing something different.
I know quite a lot of the car builders and that like doing bikes as well. I don't know if Mr. Bretland's still in, but I know he does. He went through a phase where he was doing shiny cars, and then he went, "Oh, bike."
Yeah, Paul's done the. If I remember rightly, I think I saw it in his cabinet on one of his videos.
The big.
Done the Africa Twin as well, wasn't
That's right. Yeah.
Got that in there. So yeah.
Oh, he did it in the colours I like, the tricolour. Yeah. Sue's doing that build. Are you doing the AC/DC truck, Sue? Oh, that'll be cool.
Oh, well, there you go.
John's saying some of the bikes can be pricey.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, if you look at the average price of a tank kit or something like that, yeah, I mean, the lower end, you're 30 to 40 quid, which is basically what the mid-range Tamiya bikes are, until you start going into detail up, like Ford.
Harley kits and things like that are ridiculously priced, and you think, how can that be? You know, but
I quite fancy some of the 1.6 stuff that John's got. I didn't realise that was such a big kit. That one we got you for your birthday. That big Honda 750.
I did it with the Fireblade, didn't I? You know, no one done the kit, so I just got a die cast and stripped it and built it to the spec.
What's that?
That's that 1.6 XS 1100 midnight special I'm redoing.
Oh, I can what you've still got to do on it though, mate.
Yeah, got loads to do on it.
No, you've no tassels on the end of the bars, mate. Because you like to sit with your 1.6 bike and sit and make all the noises like brum, ring, ding, 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 and imitate the tassels going on the end.
Yeah, John's there, like, yeah.
Yeah, I've been out on the real thing this afternoon.
Oh, I missed the Art Boys. Art Boys is in. He's going, evening, gents. He's done about 7 bikes years ago. Might go back to the Virago and rat it to make it look like his real hack. Yeah, so he's actually a biker. Beyond
is the normal scale that people build. Rat Pack 30 was asking.
Yeah. Well, if you're Tamiya and Aoshima and the other ones, they're 1/12, and then you go into what used to be the old Pro Tar kits, 1/9.
Oh yeah, there are quite a few 1/9 kits still about. I've got the Rossi bikes in 1/9.
There's actually, funny enough, you've asked Santa for quite an interesting bike, Colin. It's a 1/4 scale.
1/4 scale, yeah.
Oh, that's going to be a bit large, isn't it?
What one would that be, Colin?
It might be.
Might be Rossi orientated, yeah. So you've got to be really good for Santa to get you that then.
Yeah, I've got a bit of good boy and take me pills and does she who must be obeyed tells me.
That'll be a beautiful cut. It's a part works, that one, though, isn't it?
It is, but the only thing the feedback I get is the paint job is a bit shoddy. So
but you'll do your own.
Yeah, it might be. How can I say, embellished?
No light on that one would be a track bike, though, eh? Or do they have brake? I'm just trying to think.
They have brake light that comes on in wet weather conditions.
Mm-hmm. I'm just having the Iron Brew there, made in Scotland for Girders, by the way.
No, the last one I lit was the 1/6 Fireblade, but I'm actually putting a bike lighting kit in a 1/12 Blackbird.
Yeah, that looks. It's just getting the miniaturisation in it. You've got the circuit board down to a good size now, eh? It's just.
Yeah, I've got the circuit board down to just a little bit bigger than, well, say about the average size of thumbnail.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's quite wee, you know, and it's just getting the nanos in the right place and that, but it'll work.
Quite fiddly, those nanos, though, eh? Well, I mean, you can buy them pre-wired, but I mean, when you twist them into a wee space, sometimes the tags can break off and you've got to resolder them and that, but yeah. What's Bobbington saying? He's never done a bike. Bjorn's going, I'll put up the pics in the boom hut. You can do that if you want, mate, but I mean, we usually check the dungeon for the pictures. Because there's quite a lot of Gundams on the boom hut, and it's just like Gundam. Is there any bike there?
It gets a bit boring after a while.
The Art Boys is going, the Flying Doctor. Actually, there was that guy that was a doctor that used to go around the TT that lost his life. Was it last year or the year before?
Yeah.
He could ride a fucking bike, by the way, because he was keeping up with all the lead runners. Because, I mean, obviously, if there was an accident, he had to get there as bloody quick as he could.
Yeah.
But, he was a very talented motorcyclist racer. Norman saying he's just bought a Tamiya Yamaha Phaser. I haven't done a bike for years, and I've been inspired by recent builds on here. Just trying to think, did Tamiya do the Phaser?
No, it's the FZR.
Oh, I'm saying Phaser. Oh, the FZR is that's the one I've got, isn't it?
Yeah, big sound of it, because that's the one I'm after to go with my RC30.
Is that the OW01?
Yeah.
Yeah, right, okay.
Tom's also after the NSRs, isn't he, Terry?
Yeah, I happened to have ended up with 2 at one point, and I sent one to Colin, not even knowing at the time, you know. And
we don't tease him, do we? That we've got them.
No, we don't. Yes, it's not the. What one is it I've got up there? It's not the factory colour one. It's the other NSR 500.
The McDowan one.
Yeah, be the McDowan one, the Repsol Honda, mate. Yeah.
Yeah, because that's the one I've the factory colour one's the one I've got the W Gardner decals for.
Yeah. Look, he's looking at this. He's going, "You
Expat saying the James Bond part works was a great build, but no 2 parts were painted on the same shade. The James Bond one, what was that? Was that the DB5? The James Bond part works, was that?
I think it was, yeah.
But all the parts were a different shade. Ah.
That's the thing. It looks like a lot of the stuff. Would I say screen printed? That's the quality it looks like, and it's just like
No depth of shine to it.
you see, the work that Luke and Paul and that do with the shiny cars and the 2K. You think they missed an opportunity with that Rossi bike. Really doing a decent paint job, but yeah.
See, I like that one. Go stick it. I do like that one. I've seen that on eBay a couple of times. I like the Pepsi artwork on it. It's pretty cool.
That's all right, John. That's all right. You may mock.
What's Art Boy saying? Kevin Schwantz was his favourite. There's a good YouTube video about all that, about that Doctor TT races. Yeah, I watched a couple of the old TT things, and it was an impressive rider.
Yeah.
TT Doctor was John Hines, Paul Shipman saying. Yeah, lost his life. And Sprue Surgeon's in. How you doing, Mark? He's going, hello.
You're right, guys.
So yeah, it's quite busy in here tonight. John, mate, what have you been up to of late?
Oh, talking about bikes.
Ooh.
I'm finishing the last of the bits and pieces off on the Z9.
Dude, that one looks awfully like the box art.
Yeah.
Mine doesn't look like it, and neither does Colin's.
Oh, I resent that. I think I've done a good job of it looking like box art, Terry. I'm shocked.
Oh, this is it. I've just got a few little bit more pieces to do. The headlights, lens to put in, the mirrors, and then that one's finished.
Mainly tassels on the end of the bars of that as well, because you do like a bit of...
Just because my real one's got tassels on. You're only jealous, Terry.
I bet you put spurs on that on, I know, but every time you kick the bike to go faster, you puncture the back tyre. It's like, fuck.
But this is what I've been working on this week.
Oh, that's nice.
All right. That's all right.
Now, we were talking about the different marks last week, and because that's got cannons on it, that's a Spitfire Mark 5, isn't it?
Yeah.
Hey, I learned something.
Hey, educating the smooth.
There you go.
At long last.
What's the wee decal on the side of the nose? What is it, Daffy Duck or something?
Donald Duck.
Oh, Donald Duck. So is that a specific pilot that flew that then?
Yeah, it's 303 Squadron, Polish Squadron.
Oh, that's interesting, yeah.
Yeah, what's his name?
There was a few Polish squadrons up in Scotland. There was actually a Polish squadron based at Grangemouth because they've got a Spitfire there.
Yeah, it's 303 Squadron, and it was squadron leader Jan Zumbach.
That sounds very Polish.
Incredibly Polish.
Oh, Jan, what is it? Jan Zumbach. All right, okay, yeah.
So that's what I've been working on mainly this week.
I've just noticed your shelf's changed behind you again. You keep doing that.
Yeah.
That causes...
Got the metal finish on my Mustang.
Okay. What do you use for that? Are you using Alclads or?
I've been using a combination of Tamiya, TS paints, Alclads, and what are they? AK Interactive metal coats.
You don't get any reaction using all the different types of paint, enamels and all that?
Just depends which colour you lay on first.
Mm.
And I've been working on the MiG-25 front foot.
Oh, that be the one that I was going to be building?
Yeah, I've basically been working through, got the sub-assemblies together, the wings, the engine pods.
You put nav lights in it? I'm going to try and put nav lights in mine.
I've dry fitted the fuselage together. That doesn't seem too bad. And I'm in the middle of detailing the cockpit all out.
All right.
So we've got plenty of photographs of the cockpit. So I thought, well, the kit's basic. That's a simple...
So I shouldn't find it too hard then if it's basic then?
Nah, this is it. You should find it quite easy, Terry.
I don't get out much, and I'm wanting to do the North Korean version.
Yeah, as I say, I'm doing mine the Soviet colours.
What's the expert on about? A 1/6 working everything. 1/6 bike. No, I don't know. 1/6. All right. I've missed a bit of. Must have missed a bit of chat. Orc Boys is going time to Mad Max Z9. Yeah, Colin's doing a petrol tanker. It's very like the box art. Yeah. Vampy's in. Evening, guys. How you doing, Hen? And Bjorn's going, okay, to the dungeon it went. That's good, because we're going into the dungeon a bit later.
I've got the Z1, I'm going to Mad Max.
Are you going to Mad Max? Oh, that's quite a rare kit, that. You're not going to do it in its original.
You're going to do it as the Bubba Zanetti bike, are you?
Yeah, I've got two of them. So one I'm going to build straight from the box.
Oh, you've got two?
Yeah.
All right, okay. Here's me going, that's quite a rare kit. And they went, oh, I've got two. Yeah. Is that Ray from Malta pulling it at Stockholm?
The thing is, the Z9 and the Z-Tau, they were new bikes when I was a teenager.
So, been out that long.
So yeah.
They're not as old as that, surely.
Yeah.
Are we going back? I did ken it was a 50s bike.
Nah.
I think of the 30s myself.
Ah, 30s, aye. Has it still got points in that in it? Or did that one have CDI ignition?
Yeah, back in the days when they called it a two-wheeled charabang.
Charabang. Oh, not heard that for years.
Bike was that old, he had a bloke walking 6 foot in front of him holding a red flag.
Yeah, blowing a hooter.
I just remembered what Expat was on about. It was on about the Partworks James Bond one. It was a DB5 and it's in 1/6 scale with work and everything. That'd be cool. All the spinny number plates and
there's a lot of people that get the Partwork stuff that do some kind of a touch up on them. I mean, it's a real shame. It is. They aren't cheap.
It seems like it comes with 3 sets of decals as well, John.
Yeah.
What, 3 sheets?
That'll be for the 3 different number plates that was on it, probably. I remember my granny had a die-cast Corgi one. We'd peeled all the tyres off it, so yeah. Frankie's going just 2 sets, not 3. Ortboy says he had the Z650. Well, seemingly it's the same box kit, is it? No, the 650.
They were practically the same bike, apart from different cylinder size.
Oh, is that why one's a 650 and one's a 750?
Hiroshima do a Z650, a Z750, the 900 and the Z-Tau.
Right.
They do the whole family. So
we share a lot of sprues then, because outside I think it was just different sleeves, eh? Aye.
Yeah, basically the same.
And Art Boys is saying it's an actual real one. Oh, cool! I like the old clacks, like.
Yeah, I've had quite a few bikes. It's like the 1/6 scale bikes that I've got. I've actually owned the real things.
And did they all have tassels on the end of the handlebars as well?
Apart from that one that's outside, the only other one that did was the XS1100 Midnight Special that I had.
Why did they call it a midnight special? Did you only go after dark?
It was basically all black and gold.
All right, okay, right. So it was a bike that was called that. It wasn't because you went out just specially after midnight.
The XS1100 Midnight Special shaft drive.
Oh, so it had a big shaft driving the wheel.
Yeah, because that was the first of the big bikes that I had.
Big shaft. Ooh.
Then I had the CX500 Turbo, which was a shaft drive as well.
Ah, but the 500 Turbo wasn't as good as the normally aspirated, because they were bunging turbos and everything, weren't they? Because they did the Katana. Was it the Katana?
Yeah.
No.
The best bike of the turbos at the time was actually the Suzuki Turbo. Until Kawasaki brought their one out.
Ah, so you can't beat the supercharged one that's out new, eh? The H2R.
The mate's got one of them. Sits in his living room.
What, the H2R? Or the H2? As far as I know, the H2 is the legal road going one, because you're not allowed to put the supercharged one on the road, and the H2R's
he's got the supercharged one, and it sits in his living room.
That's a lot of money for it to sit in your living room.
Well, I've got one sat in my living room, but it's not the H2R though.
You've got a bike in your living room.
There's always one.
Oh, James. Oh, so he has. You can tell you're a single man, eh? See, you've just given away the whole joke that next door was actually a stockroom, mate. And that Ray from Malta worked in there.
That's in there.
What's that?
That's
like, talking to Ray from Malta. Ray's just popped in. He's going, hello, my friends. John's given away the secret. He's actually got a motorbike in the stockroom, but what he's wanting you to do is wash it and polish it when it's in there, mate.
Yeah.
Stuart Bremner's in. Hello, guys. Forgot you were on. How you doing, Stuart?
Hello, mate.
Bjorn's saying to John, I love your tanks. And Paul Sharpman said he had a 250 Scorpion Kawasaki. God, you're going back to the days when 250s were the learner bikes.
Yeah.
Bobbington's off. Night all. Catch up tomorrow.
See you later, Bob.
See you later, Bob.
All right, mate.
What's up, boy? Saying the Jeepy said 750 Turbo was a nice bike, but the anti-dive forks did your head in the first time you rode it. There was a couple of Hondas with that anti-dive system on and all, aren't there?
Yeah.
In fact, I think it's on the Blackbird call, isn't it? The anti-dive, the linkage.
Yeah, didn't they have it on the? I'm sure they had the same thing on the GSXs as well. Suzuki, anti-dive forks.
Well, yeah, that's everybody else popping in. Busy night actually tonight. Now, I know you've not been all that great this week, Col, but other than your Mad Maxi truck, what else have you been up to, or is that basically about it?
I'm doing video editing and doing stuff in prep for the group build, so yeah, can't show what I've been up to because it will spoil the next episode I've got to edit, so...
Yeah, we're kind of trying to catch up, but I've got a couple of video builds to catch up with as well, eh? And it's sort of stuff. If you're working on it, you didn't really want to show it all before you put the video up. But Ray's just saying hi to everybody.
Because we got engrossed with insomnias and things like that, and we both sort of forgot our video builds that we sort of been chased up. Yeah, I've got another one to do straight after, so that I've got something in the can, and yeah. So that's really what I've been up to, and
we've got other wee bits and bobs we can do when I need to try and get sort of my body working again so we can get back onto the insomnias. But we've got other wee bits and bobs we can do whilst we're on insomnias anyway.
Yeah. I mean, I tend to do my bikes when I'm on the insomnias, but yeah, I've got 4 video builds lined up for the winter, and a couple of them are the big ones. So yeah.
Nigel's modelling bench is in. How you doing, mate? Evening, guys. His Harley will be coming into the living room tomorrow for the winter. I'm not going to make all the usual Harley jokes, but it's like there's a ride for an hour and then polish it for 7. But yeah, definitely the money in the bike, so you can't hit salt roads and shit with them because they're just. Yeah.
Well, that's why Carl's bike's in there, because he doesn't want to use his new bike for winter. So I bought his 125 and I've stripped it down and completely rebuilt it, repainted it and stuff.
I just use the 125s a winter hack. Plus, if he drops it, it's not so heavy.
Yeah, well, this is it. Next couple of weeks, that'll be finished, and he'll take his big bike off the road and put that one on the road then.
Vamp saying his first bike was an RD 350 Yamaha, and then a 400 VFR, and then a 750 Katana, and a 1100 Ninja, and then I met a female. The Hot Boys has just come up with something actually quite relevant, and something that me and Colin were talking about with your Mad Max build, Call.
Yeah.
He loves the second Mad Max truck build, but changing the tyres must have been a pain in the arse.
Yeah, I can imagine it was, mate, because they welded all the spikes and that. I got the wheels and the turrets from the Road Warrior movie, and then some other stuff from Fury Road, and just sort of went for a mishmash. But yeah, when I was doing them, I was like, sod the poor bloke that had to change them bad boys. But I suppose, you know, they just run them until the tyres went bang, didn't they? But
yeah. I mean, I didn't. Did the truck manage to last the whole length of the film? I'm trying to remember now. Did it?
No.
Blew up, but
yeah, it's funny. Someone sent me a thing on YouTube and said about putting the bolts on the corrugated. It's all well and good on the truck, but they wouldn't have done that on the tanker because it would have pierced it, wouldn't it? So,
that's right. Yeah.
bits of weld and yeah. So.
Ronald Borg's in. Good evening, Ronald. Stuart Bremner's got a question. I'm just trying to remember where Stuart comes from. Any ideas? He's just obtained a Revell 172 F18E Hornet, and the kit is missing all the clear parts. For example, the canopy. He's emailed Revell, but still waiting a reply. Can you guys think of another method of getting the missing parts? Now, I'm trying to think where you're from again, Stuart. Did you email Revell DE and not the American one? Because that was the one that went in. Oh, you're in Kent. They're usually quite good.
Because I emailed Revell for a part for one of the 144 aircraft that I was doing. I think it took about 6 or 7 weeks for him to get the canopy to me, but it will turn up eventually.
Did you have to pay for that?
No.
See, I've lost a bit off my truck. And I was just wondering, but it's part of a bigger sprue, so yeah, they're probably not going to send me it. So
Is it gone into the far corners where the carpet monster lurks? Is it?
It's probably under a load of old pizza boxes, Colin. You know what I'm like?
Scuzzy fucker.
Empty ones.
The only thing I can think of for the F18 Hornet, if it's a Revell one, what is it? Is it a C, D, E, or an F?
It's an E. It's an F8 in 1/72nd scale, John.
Yeah, it's an F18E. If it was a C or a D or one of the early ones, it could have got a squadron back full canopy for it. But being as it's the later versions, the E and the F, the only thing you can do is to try and email Revell themselves. And
yeah, Revell Germany. Yeah.
Because they are bringing out some new kits. It's like, I think it's this month they're bringing out the 32nd scale Tornado GR1 in Desert Storm colours.
That's not going to help him though with his F18E.
Yeah, but it's a fairly recent kit.
Right.
Because I've got an E and an F upstairs.
Right.
I'll have a look because sometimes Revell will box, if you've got a two-seater version, sometimes they'll leave the single-seater canopy in as well.
On the sprue, right, yeah.
Yeah, but the only thing I can think of is he emails Revell themselves direct.
He's done that, but he's emailed them, but he's waiting a reply. So
yeah,
we have to wait a good 7 or 8 weeks.
6 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, give them time, because obviously they're going through a restructure and everything as well, aren't they? I mean, they've got all the Bandai.
The only other thing that I could possibly think of, if you can find out who the UK importer is of Revell, is to try and...
Would it not be Hannants?
I'm not sure whether it to be Hannants or whether it's Hobbyco.
There are searches that he might be able to do on the Fleabay, things like that, because someone somewhere might have in a stash of old Greeblies or something like that, you know.
Or there might be one that's been started and they've just given up with it.
You know, there are Facebook groups, isn't there, where people can...
the model kits for swap and stuff, yeah.
Like that. So, you know, use some of the groups on Facebook, ISN, Boom Up, the Grump, places like that. Anyone out there got a spare canopy for one of these, you know, and someone somewhere might go, I've got one of them, mate.
It's a shame he's wanting to build the E, because as John says, there's a company, is it called Squadron, that does the vac form canopies?
They did a replacement vac form canopy for the A, the B, the C, and the D.
And what's the big difference between the D and E? I take it the actual fuselage and everything's the same. It's just a different...
Basically, the A and the C were single-seaters. The Bs and the Ds were the two-seaters.
Right.
Like the F-18E is a single-seat and the F-18F is a two-seat.
And you can't modify the canopy to make it look like a single seat?
No, because it's the 2-seat canopy is a big blown canopy.
Oh, it's a big bubble canopy, right? Okay.
Yeah. Similar sort of thing to a Tomcat.
Right, okay. Okay, hopefully that helps you out, Stuart, but basically just have to wait a bit. But I put feelers out in a lot of the bigger groups, you know, like the ISMs and the Grumps and stuff like that, in case somebody has built one and
someone might have a spare piece, you know.
Or check the eBay for, as Colin often does, for part builds and somebody's lost interest, but all the parts are still there, and you know you can scavenge them or you know strip it back down again.
Yeah, you know, I've had it before where someone, you know, I've had a message for, oh, you know, in your greed, you haven't got one of these. And I'm like, actually, I have, mate. I'll put it in a jiffy bag and post it to you, you know, because that's what we're about, isn't it?
I'm actually going to drop them an email and say that what the part that I'm missing didn't appear to be in the sprue or whatever, and see what they say. But even if they charge me for the sprue, otherwise I've got a scratch build of it. Yeah, Nigel's just saying, Stuart, Revell have one of the best parts services in the world. Email again, mate. You'll get your parts. But
yeah, I mean, I've had it before with them. You know, they've taken a little while to get in touch, and then out the blue, a part or a packet arrives, and you're like, oh, I'd forgot about that, but they hadn't. You know what I mean? So
see, one of the problems I've got with it's a Reeboks monogram, the truck that I'm doing the Peterbilt, the decals are breaking up. Not that I'm going to use them all, but there's one or two that I do want to use. But
yeah, I mean, I tend to what's his name, plastic coat me decals now, just as a matter of course.
Yeah.
You only get caught out once, and it's frustrating.
Stuart's in Kent, so he's emailed Europe's department. Fraser's in. How you doing, Fraser? Hi guys, sorry I'm late. I was having a booze night with the lads. Nothing wrong with that. It's a Saturday night, mate. That's why we're going at a slightly later time, so that all the guys can go out and do the shopping during the day with their girls and get their tea out of the way and stuff like that. We actually popped up to 46 viewers at one point. We've still got to hit the magic 50, so get your mates in. What's Vamp saying? That the new reworked Revel or the old closed down Revel? The closed down one was American one. Revel DE, Germany, it's probably been bought over by a conglomerate, and they're running it and they're expanding it. And I've no looked into all the latest details. I'm sure Vincent would be able to tell us, but they've got the Disney licenses run out, so they're now allowed to bring in Bandai into the UK, but they're reboxing it under Revell or something like that.
Yeah, so, basically, what they're doing, they're sending the kits all bagged up over to Europe, and basically what Revel are doing are just boxing it.
So do you think they'll put their own instruction sheets in with them and all?
Knowing what Revel's done with the fine molds Falcon and stuff, they'll probably cobble something together of their own.
Yeah.
Which is a bit of a shame, really, because the genuine ones are quite good ones.
Yeah, Stuart was just confirming it was F-18A Super Hornet. So he's gone, cheers guys, fingers crossed. He also had something fall through his door this morning, a big 132nd Gulf War Tornado. That sounds nice.
See, these things happen. I've done it before. I've gone outside to put the rubbish out and tripped over a mysterious model kit parcel that's arrived that I knew nothing about.
His missus doesn't tune in, lucky enough, because he managed to snuggle it past his missus and hid it in his man cave.
You get sent gifts, and you know, normally I go, "Oh, it's a commission, love." Or, So,
you've started going, Terry sent me it, haven't you?
Yeah. That's the one that works at the moment.
By the way, Helen, if you're behind that door, he hasn't been using power tools.
No, I've been good.
All right, Pack's going to learn something new today then. That's good. You're always learning. Muse and Vampy are starting to do their check your Skype, Vampy. There might be an interesting message, knowing Muse. Although I am behaving tonight. So she sneaks in my coffee and sits down.
We're always well behaved, Terry.
Always well behaved. That's a contradiction in terms, but yeah. Muse is saying mysterious parcels. I get those sometimes. What's Nigel saying? Bandai are selling kits through Revell. They'll be doing a range of Star Wars as well. That'll be identical to what Bandai sell. He spoke to them at Telford, so there you go. So Nigel was down at Telford.
From the horse's mouth, so to speak.
Yeah, they are doing the whole range, aren't they? So, yeah, all those kits that everyone's been paying a bloody fortune for.
Yeah.
Yeah, the guy with the 36 scale tornado, I've got that kit. I've built it numerous times. And the best thing to do with that is to get yourself some quick boost ejector seats. There's some on it.
What for your man cave? So you can go, oh, I'm not building that. Ding!
The ejector seats in the tornado in the Revel kit are a bit naff. Right. And quick boost do ejector seats in 30 scale with the seat belts and everything on for a tenner.
I thought you were going to say they did the jump out the plane very well. Right, okay.
Right. And you can get resin ejector seats and resin exhaust nozzles for it as well. And they're actually brilliant because they have that little bit more detail to it.
Can you see it when you look inside the plane, though?
Yeah. Yeah. If you've got the canopy open, you can see inside it.
But if you've got the canopy closed?
If you've dipped the canopy and your canopy's nice and clear, you'll see all the seat belts and stuff, everything that's on it.
All right, okay. Right.
Yeah,
Vamp's laughing at me.
Is saying, yeah, he paid 500 for his Bandai Falcon from Japan, and Revell are doing it for 350. That's what I mean. See,
Even some of the Gundam kits.
Yeah, a lot of people will be a bit annoyed because people were struggling to get the perfect grades and things like that. But
I wonder if it'll bring down the price of, like, say, I've got a R2D2 and the wee BB-8 thing that I'm going to light up at some point, but I had to get them for Japan, and you're always worried about import costs and all that.
Yeah, I mean, I was looking at the C3PO and the R2D2s and things, just doing a couple of them, but hopefully they do, because, they look nice little kits, don't they? It's
at least
we can do on an Insomnia,
At least something we're not going to hit with import duties now, isn't it? That's a big thing, because, I mean, you buy something like, as Nigel's saying, you pay £500 to get a kit in, and then you get hit with shipping charges and all the rest of it, and now you can pick them up for a decent price.
Yeah, not rubbing it in, mate. I mean, we've all been caught out. And it is annoying because how long did they know about it? And all these people that have been charging. It was the same with the flying saucer, wasn't it? That
oh, yeah, the Hanmao or whatever.
People were paying nearly 1,500 quid for them on eBay. And all it was they was recalling it to reprint some of the literature and then redistribute it. But
because there was another version as well. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nigel saying best bet for Bandai is Amazon. I don't think so now. I mean, you're going to have the major importers, whether it be Hobbyco UK rather than Hobbyco Japan or Hanance or whatever, bring them in. So it's, yeah, we're not going to be hit with import stuff. So we're still struggling for getting some aftermarket for America, because there's all, you get the decals in or the photo etch set in or something like that for America, and you get hit with.
Like Hanance may or may import them, I would have thought.
I'm sure, because we were looking at the photo etch detail upset for our Voyagers. Apparently there's a lot of detail that's wrong and all the rest of it, and we thought, oh, well, we could just scratch build it. But apparently the photo etch set's worth getting.
Yeah.
And it's something like £25 or £30 from America. But Vince is saying that Domino's place in Germany, or Belgium, I should say, there's a Domino's Germany and Belgium, probably has it as well, so he might be able to get us. And then obviously from Europe, you're not getting the import at the moment until Brexit, but yeah. Mark's off. Catch you later, Mark. Take care.
See you later, dude.
See you later, Mark.
Sue's saying Paul's a lucky hubby. He doesn't have to hide his kits from me. That's because you build them as well.
Yeah, but that's probably because Sue hides her kits from Paul. Because it's funny, I nicknamed my missus Imelda Marcos because the amount of shoes she's got, and she thinks she's an expert at hiding them, but she's really not.
Right, I was in the middle of reading something new and just catching up with something there. Muse is on about when you start your day with tits, it's not behaving. Anybody that's on my personal Facebook will get that reference. And she doesn't mean the birds. Vamp saying, don't import, buy and send to someone and let them post it to you. It pays a quarter to receive 14 to 20 kilograms package at customs when they used to pay like 60 quid. Our import things are actually different from that, Vamp, because even though you mark it as a gift, if it's over a value of £45, you're still liable to import duty, whether it's a gift or not. So,
yeah, the UK have some bizarre ways of ripping people off. Rip off Britain for nothing, isn't it, mate?
Yeah.
Well, it's going to be even worse when we come out of Europe.
Oh, yeah, you watch the price of model kits fly up, mate, because it'll be a plastic tax and everything put on them, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Paul Sharpman said you've cottoned on well, Colin, about the shoes thing and all that.
Oh, yeah. I catch her out. I go, oh, they new. She goes, no, I've had them for ages. Well, the price is still on. Straight away looks down. It's like,
guilty conscience.
Yeah, you let them buy their shoes first, so then you can go into the model shop.
So what's Nigel saying? Obviously, he spoke to Ravel himself, said that they'll only be doing a specified range of Bandai Star Wars. From memory, it is a 1114 Boba Fett ship, 72nd scale Falcon, 144 Falcon, a couple of figures on the X-Wing. Aye, but I think eventually they'll pull the full range in, would they not?
I don't know. Depends.
Can't have it all being 144, because then only Chris will be able to build the stuff. Vamp saying it wasn't tits, it was breakfast, and Musa saying everything goes with bacon. Yeah.
Bacon this weekend.
And Musa's going about, so you lie about its value, screw them. Yeah, that's handy, but unfortunately, I've had a lot of stuff. I used to do a lot of import and export when I run my business, and I'll send stuff to Australia and all over the world. And if you put it down as undervalue, if you have stuff go missing, which quite often I did because it was high value electronic stuff that I was sending out, you can't claim it back, and then you've still got to send another one out to the customer. So it's
I mean, Paul sums it up there. The post office charge a handling charge of £13 for a 20 quid kit. It's like,
yeah.
We get hit in the UK with a set tariffs, and that's it. It doesn't matter whether it's a gift from fucking Trump or anyone. They don't care about that.
I've been quite lucky. I mean, when I first came back into modelling, there was a lot of the back catalogue. I know Tammy are re-releasing a lot of the bikes, but I was hunting for a lot of the older ones that were out in the 80s when I wasn't building.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people in Japan have got them. There must be like shops stocked up with them. And if you buy one kit in, you usually get away with it. But if you're buying in 2 or 3, that's when you get hit. And it can make it quite expensive. What's Nigel saying? I bought a t-shirt for £20 from USA. They put VAT in it, which came to £3 odd, and then charged me £8 for charging me. Yeah, it's a post office handling fees, isn't it, as we get hit with.
Well, I mean, how can I say it? A lot of people used to do it with motorcycle importing from China and places like that, where you would get bikes and you would have to remove either the wheels or the engines and send them separately, and you would have it listed as spare parts, didn't you?
That's right.
Yeah.
You know, and then you would
import them in pieces.
Yeah, you'd import them in pieces and then sit and build them, and then you know. But they closed all of them loopholes down years ago. So yeah.
I've only been charged once for import duties, and it was something I got from America. I can't remember what it was, but the import tax was similar. It was about £3 plus an £8 handling charge.
I did. I got a load of electronics stuff stateside, and I got hit with import duties and that because it was above a set weight and above a set amount. It's not really.
Getting stuff for China as far as electronics components, because obviously Colin and I like doing our electricity, it's like half the stuff's less than $1 anyway. It's like $1 for 100 LEDs. So
yeah, I mean it's one of those buy in bulk, isn't it? I mean, we're talking hundreds now, aren't we? We just buy shitloads of stuff.
Demon Dancers, that's a new name. Good evening all, just back in. How you doing, Demon Dancer? I like that name.
Yeah, I like that name.
So yeah, any topics, any questions, anything you want to chat to us about? We will be going on to the dungeon a little bit later on. We'll probably finish off around about midnight, so we've got a couple of hours to go. So I do feel free, whether it's a modern related question or just something you want to talk about, have a bit of giggle about, just pop it in the chat. As I say, this week I've been mostly doing, and you probably see it on my little screen in the bottom, I've been doing electricity for my Peterbilt. So I've not really got a lot done. It's a lot of just cutting wires and sticking LEDs in, Colin, and trying to route cables and
Smooisms.
And then swearing when the little LED that you spent ages soldering the little leg on snaps off because you're trying to bend the wire a different way because they get a bit brittle. But yeah.
Yeah, a few. Oh no!
You couldn't get the dearie doctors out because you were too busy laughing. Yeah. Oh no, dearie doctors. What's Vamp saying? He's lucky because because Vamp's in South Africa, he's had a lot of problem. A lot of companies on will ship to South Africa. So he basically gets Muse to get a big box of stuff together in America and then ship it to South Africa for him. So
yeah, that's a good idea, mate. You know, it is difficult where you are, mate, because you're a little bit isolated down there when it comes to getting bits sent to you, fella. I do feel for you.
The thing is, he's probably finding that when Muse sends him stuff from America, he's probably paying less duty on it than what we do importing to America in the UK, because they hit us with everything when it's in from America.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know whether this is the tit for tat tariff thing that's going on, but we've got a lot of it at the moment where stuff from China and stuff from America, the UK, are going, well, they're charging us, we're now going to charge them, and it's affecting people like us that are trying to buy bits and pieces. So yeah, it's difficult.
Muse is saying she's got about 30 minutes until she has to head to work, so she's going to paint some Warhammery stuff. Yeah, Warhammers. Damon,
doesn't it now, Warhammer?
Yeah, I mean, I enjoyed doing the little Razorback that I did, and I do have some little figures that, you know, it was just to get my eye in for, you know, doing figurines and that. But it's like everybody's jumping on it now, and it's like boring.
Yeah, I mean, I did that little Traitor Basford figure that Neil sent me. That was about a year ago. I painted that.
That's cool, though. I like that.
It was intriguing, but I don't know. I think, like I say, you need to play the game, don't you, to get the benefit of it? And I don't play the game, so.
No, I don't play the games, and I did 2 of them, and they're all right as something different to do, but yeah. I've got 3 more to do. I can't see me doing them anytime soon.
Yeah.
And that was me just sending Moscow to Colin saying that we briefly hit 50 viewers. We did it! Hey!
We're still on 50.
Oh, we're back up. Yeah, that's a first.
It may not seem a lot to you guys, but, you know, with a group that's, you know, around about 100 people, it's a 50% average. So, yeah, it's lovely. Thank you all individually. Yay! It's great.
And I still don't have Jaffa cakes on my bench, and I don't have enough to hand out, although it's a double plate. It only says 20 cakes.
I still haven't got a shotgun and a trapper hat and won't be walking around Bathgate later on looking for you.
I've only got 20 cakes on, and if there's that many people in, we can't. I can't give them. I could give them half a Jaffa cake. No.
Your excuse is you're trying to get your left move back, isn't you?
It's my right one that's smaller than the left. I think it's because I like playing with that one, and I'm right-handed, and I can't quite get across to that one.
34 long, isn't it, Terry?
Yes, I've got to watch no trip out of them when I'm going to the bathroom. He's standing near nipple, and it's like,
you make a tit of yourself then.
He walks down the beach, he leaves 2 footprints and 2 drag marks, and they're not what you think. It's his moves.
Oh, you've seen that meme, I know, with the footprints and the drag mark up the middle. Yeah, that's a different story altogether.
6 degrees smooth vampy yet.
Funnily enough, Vincent mentioned that on my post on Facebook earlier. That was just supposed to be a fun post in the morning, and everybody joined in and added breast-related jokes. So yeah, and
think people are beginning to get the message, don't they, Terry, that you are a bit obsessed, mate?
I might be a little bit obsessed by mammary glands, yes.
Yeah, it's like the post he put up with his breakfast, weren't it? He didn't know which one to choose.
That's what they're talking about, but everybody was adding to it, so they were encouraging me, which is a bad thing. You don't encourage a smooth.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a vet, but I'd have the puppy with a pink nose.
What's sorry, I was just catching up. Vance just on about charges. I mean, if boxes are overweight and that, I mean, basically you sort that out with the courier before you post it off, don't you?
Yeah, I mean, if there's any way we can help you, Van, to get stuff down that you think may or may not work, we can do a bit of research.
Oh,
if that means us chucking together a care package, we'll send one down to you, mate.
Yeah. You need to do a lot of research. There's obviously certain things we're not allowed to export if it's...
Yeah, it's just, you know, we would want the stuff to get to you, mate. So, you know, we'll get our heads together and see what we can come up with.
Nigel is asking, did anyone see my video about packaging model kits this week? A guy replied, he bought a record on eBay and it was delivered to him in a greasy pizza box.
Really?
Was it a 12-incher?
I'm trying to think what I got. I got some microchips in a tube that were in a vibrator box sent to me.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And I was like, oh. Okay.
Maybe they use those programmable chips in those certain toys that a certain Miss Summers makes.
It had all the pictures of the veins and everything on the outside of the packaging. And I'm like, okay. I didn't have the art to email the fella back and say, a bit of a strange package, mate. But yeah.
Well, just as well, it wasn't a present for a young person starting in electronics.
Yeah, I looked at it and I was like, oh no.
Somebody for their school project, Mum.
Yeah, I was like, oh, that's interesting choice of packaging. But yeah.
Oh, dear. What's Demon Dancer saying? We are men, of course we are. Yes, I Vamp saying it's not an obsession if you're a real man, it's something you like very much. Yes, I do like them very much. I haven't seen any for a long time, but I do like them still.
Yeah, Paul said his missus has had one as well. Yeah, I don't know whether the people sending them out have a job lot of unused boxes, but yeah, I did think, oh, I was like, okay.
I suppose.
What's Nigel saying? I had £100 Wingnuts wing kit set wrapped in brown paper. I mean, really, why would anyone wrap £100 in brown paper? We've had some interesting packages. Actually, Flatback Herald comes to mind.
Yeah. I had a kit turn up in a jiffy bag, flatter than a witch's tit, mate. I'm telling you, it was. Well, I mean, the car in the end, I had to glue the roof back on, and I won't say who sent me it because you know, at the end of the day, businesses can make mistakes. But I had ordered another kit off of them, and literally it had thin sheets of cardboard taped to the box with the address label on it.
Yeah,
and that was it. You know, one thin sheet above, one below, brown tape, and my address, and that was from the same person. Like
the Expert's going best-selling 3D printed item. Actually, I was watching a thing today. I was looking at, obviously, because Colin and I are experimenting with electronics and making our own circuit boards up. 3D printing is quite good to make enclosures for your wee PCBs and that. So
yeah, I've got a load of different size enclosures that I acquired, should we say.
I can get the wee hobby ones, but obviously you've still got your 3D printer to build. And I was looking at that and going, I actually could design your own little packages.
Yeah, I've got
the standard sort of hobby PCB size ones, is it?
All different sizes of full enclosures that you put your electronics in.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so all different ones of those. So yeah.
Oh, we've got to do 2 tolls in tonight. Taylor Braun, how's it going, guys and gals? Doing good, mate?
All right, mate. Yourself?
What's Expert saying? Amazon Spain just stuck a label on the box. I've got so much packaging I have to get rid of. We get quite good packaging for Amazon, and it's usually like, worst one was that C3PO I got. The box was about 6 feet high, 4 feet wide, and it's just full of bags of air, and then
Remember that one I got for that USB thing I got, and it was like a
aye.
massive box, and inside was just like the little cardboard thing with a USB thing in the corner. It was like unbelievable.
The Lightcraft lamp I got, the wholesaler must get them in boxes of 5. So they just used the box with the last one in it and filled the rest of it with air, and you've got this huge, massive box. It's like, what the hell's that?
Yeah.
Muse is going, nothing flat here, Cole.
Oh, stop it. I'll end up a funny shape. Look at that bicep, Muse.
Sue Sharpman says, Mr. Sharpman's going to get a slap because he's a cheeky bugger. Steve Spencer, Benefit Totally Scale Models is in. Evening. How you doing, mate?
Hello, Steve. How are you, buddy?
Taylor Braun's been working on his hoopty build. Yeah, I'm not familiar with all American cars and stuff like that, but yeah. What's Bjorn saying? I'm looking at a page for some future buying of tanks and those kind of model kits. Any brands you guys would refrain from getting? Airfix is no-go for me after only bad kits. Military tanks?
It's a difficult one for me because I've built one tank so far in my life, which was the MR one, and I've got the Dragon one that you guys got me to do. So
I do armour, but I don't do enough of it, really.
You get a lot of people saying the Tamiya stuff goes together really nice, but it lacks in detail. The best armour kit I've ever built, and it was nice plastic to work with, so when you're cutting off small parts it didn't snap or ping off and they weren't brittle, is Meng. I've done a lot of trumpeter stuff.
Yeah, trumpeter.
But I tend to find that they overcomplicate the kit slightly just to get the parts count up, and all the small parts, and it's a brittle plastic, so it doesn't matter how careful you are trying to get them away from the sprue, they always break.
You saying that dragging kits, their instructions can be a bit complicated, especially if you get the 3-in-1s.
That's the only thing I've heard bad about the Dragon is the kits themselves are all right, but the instructions can be a bit...
Instructions, you just got to be very careful and keep in mind exactly which version you're doing as you go through the build, because the way they do their instructions, you can lose your way so very easily.
Yeah, you'll get to a part where there's a part appeared on a certain part of the model and you can't remember where it's actually told you to do it, and it's actually 2 pages on it, they glue the part on, it's shown in... Yeah.
I've had that a bit with the Trump and Nimitz I was doing, where it's a 5-in-1, and I just went through the instructions and scribed out the numbers that I wasn't using because of the kit I'm building, and then when it come to building it, it was, usually...
A lot of the manufacturers like Trumping that are quite good when they do the sprue shots at the beginning. They will actually have parts not used if you're building blah, 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 and it will list them all. And you just, as you say, Colin, you score them out.
Different versions will have a different set of masks or a different set of this and that. And I just cross out the bits that I won't be needing. So when it comes to building it, or I'll just make little notes.
There's a lot of nice armour stuff. Not many. Is it Ryefield models?
Ryefield models. They're the ones that are doing the main ones that are doing all the internals.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Remember TACOM? They're supposed to be very good.
Yeah, Vincent normally says about TACOM, and Nigel's saying about it as well.
Yeah, Ryefield models, TACOM, Main, and stuff. Some of the Vesda kits are pretty good as well.
Who Festa kits?
Vesda, the Ruskin. Hello, it's a vodka drinkers.
I don't know what the Revell military kits are like.
Yeah, I mean, like I say, I've not built a lot of armour, so I wouldn't know.
Some of the Revel kits are their own kits. Some of the Revel kits are Hasegawa. Who is it? Academy reboxings and stuff.
Oh, right.
Yeah, Academy's another one. ICM as well.
Yeah, AFV and stuff.
Oh, they're supposed to be really accurate, aren't they, the AFV kits?
Yeah, AFV do some quite nice kits, but the thing is with Revel kits, you've got to watch them because some of them are reboxing of old kits.
Same with Talieri.
Yeah. Well, then again, that's an Italeri P51 Mustang, but it's actually a Hasegawa kit.
Oh, but that's a plane. That's no armour though. They tend to V-box. You know.
But Rafale models, Meng, Takum, Zvezda and stuff. Some of the newer Tamiya stuff's pretty good.
See, the earlier Tamiya stuff was, although it went together quite easy, I've got a Panther there, and it's an old tooling. It was particularly designed for the RC market. So you'll look underneath it, you'll see, like, you've got the bottom shell of your tank, well, your wheels and your tracks, and then you've got the top shell with your turret and that on. But where the sponsons run along the side across the top of the tracks, there's actually a clear air gap through, because that allows air in for the RC stuff, so you've got to scratch build all that up and that. So some of the early stuff's a bit shit. But yeah, the best one I've built so far, and I've still got to paint it, I've got a Meng Macabre Mark III Baz with mine roller, which I got sent as a gift. It just went together beautiful, and the detail on it's lovely. Now, whether that detail's accurate or not, I don't know, because I'm not really a rivet counter, but it's just, all the casting's nice and really nice. Although it was, I found it quite therapeutic, and a lot of people hate doing it. It was the individual track links that you had to glue together, and the first one I didn't get quite right, because I was getting used to how to do it, and the second one was a piece of piss after that. Yeah,
you want to ask Nigel about doing tracks?
See, I heard that Vincent from Mr. Lost Model Making was offering a free service if people had individual track links that they didn't want to do. If they post them to him at Mr. Lost Model Making at germanymail.com, that he would do them for him free of charge and post them back, because he loves it.
And I think he said he'd do all the paintwork as well for him.
Yeah, he loves individual track links. He hates fruals. He hates knocking all those pins into fruals. He absolutely detests it.
He would paint each link individually and weather it individually, each pin individually, assemble it.
None of this burnishing fluid stuff. Just
and would do it with a smile for you. So he'd even film himself doing it if you want.
Yeah, I watched Nigel do his World War I tank.
It's a nice looking tank, though. Yeah.
Was it 5 parts? I think it was per link. He ended up making a little jig for it to do each link.
Yeah, I've seen some of the more complex kits. There's like, well, I mean, the ones I was doing was just like there was 2 different variants of track links, and I think the one that Tony for Helgen's workshop did, where there was like you had to do the main metal track link and the rubber pad.
Yeah.
If you were doing the road one, but 5 or 6 parts per link times 80 or 90.
I think that's the same with Rafale's models M1 Abrahams.
Yes.
You get the actual metal part of the kits is one part, then you get the guide horns, and then you actually get the track pad, the rubber part, which is another piece that you put on.
Repetition doesn't bother me, but do you think a lot of manufacturers are doing that just to build up the parts count? Because it was something I noticed when I was doing some of the armour kits that I've got. I've got a few sitting in primer.
Oh yeah,
especially with Trumpeter.
Kit, doesn't it?
It's like high parts count plus photo etch, and you look at the photo etch, it's like a grill and 2 or 3 wee bits that they could have just cast out of plastic.
You know, because if they go beyond a certain parts count, they can up the price. They can go, oh, well, this is a level 5 kit because it's got more than X amount of parts, so therefore, you know, it's all to do with price banding and
yeah.
You know, it's like a pissing contest between the manufacturers, really, isn't it?
Yeah. How small can you make the parts, and how brittle can you make them, Trumpeter?
You know,
and how many parts can you get in a box?
Yeah, 111, 12 parts in this kit, and we're going to rip you off in the price for it. It's like, oh, cheers.
And you're still going to have to buy fruals because the tracksuit supply are only good for holding up your garters, you know.
It's when you get a really, really expensive kit, and then you've then got to go out and get aftermarket add to it, and you're like, really?
Yeah. It has got its place. So I did find on the Trumpy kits and that, when they do the photo etch, like engine grills and that, that'd be quite hard to do, get a nice crisp one of those in plastic.
Have you changed your faults on ours? God, you'd have to do that when Vincent isn't in.
But no, on the same kit, it wants you to cut apart a perfectly moulded plastic headlight and mirror assembly and attach a couple of bits of photo etch that are crap. You know?
round railing put on a flat one.
What's Vamp saying? He's laughing at Sue Chaplin. He's wanting to check out your 306 degrees and 0 millimeter separation. That's going back to my bacon post the other day. What's the expert saying? 132 Revel Arado, just a label.
Oh, that was
just a label on his box.
On about the shoddy way some stuff gets sent to us.
Oh, Jings, that shot up a bit. Expert says the best kits to get an Armour Dragon because they're overpriced. So, yeah, they do tend to be a bit more expensive. You're like 70 or 80 quid for a kit at maybe Trumpy that does about 40 or. Expert reckons Meng and Takam are the best that you can get.
You're probably not wrong.
What's Nigel saying? Meng and Takam all day long. Trumpeters inaccurate in some cases and boring builds.
I've got a load up in the stash.
Muse is saying, read the directions first. A foreign concept. Yeah, RTFM, we call it here. Read the fucking manual.
Yeah, RTFM.
Beyond saying, I've had many nice moments with Revell. Don't mind Tammy either, but I'm trying to see if there are more brands that are nice as well. If you're getting into Armour, there's a lot of stuff coming out now that's really, really accurate.
Yeah.
And just nice looking.
That's the thing. Everything has its niche, doesn't it? You know, there are some very, very talented and serious armour builders out there that, you know, do photorealistic stuff, you know, and good luck to them, you know.
That would be lost on me. It's just like, it looks like a tank. I've painted it like a tank. I've done the tank.
Yeah, but that's the beauty of this hobby, isn't it? Because everyone has their niche. Everyone likes their particular genre. And, you know, you can go and do that, but you can still come away from it and do other stuff as well, you know.
Yeah.
Nigel saying, Mini Art has 100,000 parts in every kit. Don't talk to me about the Mini Art 3-part dial. Well, they're saying it's a 2-part dial, but yeah. Ickle Pete's in. How you doing, Ickle? Somebody's talking about Transformers. No, he's on about normal glue kits. Nigel's saying the Tamiya 135 M40 is stunning, as are their new M4. So, as Colin was saying there, later Tamiyas are good stuff.
Basically, Tamiya, if memory serves me correctly, started to rebox some of the Tasker Shermans.
Oh, I've not heard of that one. I've got an Asuka Sherman there.
Basically, it was a Tasker Sherman in a Tamiya box, but Tamiya have actually redone some of their Shermans and done new toolings themselves, and they are pretty good.
Spain says he's got some tin helmets going cheap that we might need when Vincent sees this.
Das is richtig. Yeah.
Yeah, I've got a flame-proof wall to hide behind before he starts flaming a lot of us.
Oh, that's for his flaming buffer. Yeah.
He's a good lad, he is.
What's Beyond saying? He's got a huge pile of robot plastic. Transformers, mate. I know you like them. You want more of the normal stuff. So he's got a 1350 Bismarck. The holding off is still planning what to do with that. That's just build it, basically. And a 172nd B-17F Memphis Belle, also holding off, has promised a mate to film it. And a 135th Fuchs, all Revel. I mean, I'm not finding Revel kits that bad. I mean, you were on a crusade for a while, Colin. I mean, everybody was dissing Revel kits.
Yeah,
but I mean,
it's one of those, isn't it? Everyone has their particular gripes with Revel. You know, some of the stuff they do is a bit shit, let's be honest. But
I think some of the stuff they're doing now is looking a bit better.
Yeah, it's like anything, though. You know, with a bit of fettling and a bit of work, you can turn out a decent-ish kit from some of them. But
they seem to do all right with their car kits. More the 120th than the one. Is it the 125th? The American ones, 124th.
Yeah, you know. So, excuse me, some of their stuff is really dire, you know, and you're like, oh, you know, they can get such brilliant things right and say, yeah, basic things wrong. But Yeah, I was on a bit of a crusade. You know, people go, "Oh, have you seen this one? This is the worst Revell kit." So I'd go out and buy it and build it and go, "Yeah, all right." It has its problems, like the Huey.
But I think the main problem with that is it's a kind of brittle plastic or something, is it not?
The Huey is the brittle plastic, and none of the wind screens fit properly. And, you know, the halves are like bananas in opposite directions. But it's like anything, you build them a certain way, like I did Concord. Ignore the instructions and build it your own way, and it will come together. But,
yeah.
Griffey is in. Good evening. He's saying he's never found Trumpy plastic brittle, but mine plastic is brittle and doesn't sand well. I just found that on the smaller parts, I've got 3 Trumpy kits about a tank and 2 armoured personnel carriers, and all the little bits, it was just like they were just like soft and brittle, and yeah, maybe soft is a word than brittle. Yeah, you try to cut them off a sprue and they just go back.
yeah.
Ortboy says he can remember the 2-colour Matchbox 172 armour kits. You're going back a bit now. Matchbox was kind of what I grew up with.
It's
But
like,
David's been building some of them.
Yeah, I've been building and I've bought some more to do.
That's the ones that come with the wee vignettes.
Yeah, the little diorama bases.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if some of the Revell 176 are reboxed, reboxed Matchbox.
yeah.
Because they've got the bases in them.
There's a thing on just now for guys in the UK. Is it Lidl or Aldi? Lidl the Aldi. It's one of the two are doing a lot of Airfix kind of starter 1/72 scale kits for about £4 a pop at the moment.
Really?
So if you get it, is it Aldi? I'm sure it's, yeah, there's about 8 or 9 different variants of kits that they're popping out for about £4 a kit. So if you're just wanting something to stick together, see 1/72 no more scale, it's too small. But it's either Aldi or Lidl. Maybe it's Aldi. Spidey's hire Spidey's in. It's Aldi. So if you've got an Aldi in the UK, get a wee look. Maybe tomorrow Sunday, go down and there should be a section with Airfix 1/72 kits for about £4 a pop. And it's just a wee mojo thing in between.
Mojo buster, isn't it? You know, I mean, something like that for insomnias is ideal.
£4 a kit, then you can buy it and you can try out some different modelling techniques.
Yeah, well, I mean, you could get yourself a wee 1/76. I think there's a Zero. That's a popular one. There's a Mitsubishi Zero, and I mean, if you want to try out techniques, £4 for a test meal. You know, yeah, if it's something that you don't normally build.
If you muck it up, then it's only £4 that you're mucking up rather than £40.
Yeah. Yeah, so Spidey's going, hello, Colin Smoot and all the peeps in the chat. Actually,
you're right, mate.
Steve's building a nice model at the moment. Well, I mean, I used to build aircraft in my younger days, but I do like prop-powered planes, and he's building the Revell Shackleton, which I've heard is a really nice kit, 1/72 one. John would probably be able to confirm on that.
The Rebel one, I find it better than the Airfix one.
Is that the new Revell? Oh yeah. No, I'm trying to think. Because Airfix, I thought Airfix was new toolings.
Yeah, they're both new toolings. Airfix have done 2 versions of the Shackleton, and Revell did the AW3, the one with the big radar under the nose.
All right. Okay. Yeah.
The tail dragger, like the Lancaster and stuff. But I've built both of them, and the Airfix one has got all the interior detail, but you can't see that once you've glued the fuselage together.
Right.
And the Revell one beats it with the exterior detail,
which is what you want to see unless you're going to do a cutaway.
Because the Shackleton was known as the aircraft fastened together with thousands of rivets and this, that, and the other. And the Revell one,
how many rivets, John?
Thousands.
Thousands. Did you count them individually?
Yeah.
Did you have to take your shoes and socks off? Oh, hold on, wait a minute. You can only count to 15 with your shoes and socks off.
No, but you can always go and get Vincent to go and do all the counting for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He likes counting.
But, yeah, I was talking to a guy up at Lost Your Mouth one year, and he said something like, yeah, it's 47,000 rivets flying in close formation.
Bjorn, going back onto different armour, Bjorn said he did a Meng Toon tank, and it sure is cute. It is, but it's just kind of a mojo builder. I quite like a lot of the chibi planes and tanks and that, but it's, yeah. Nigel's saying, well, not Cravel, and yeah, they put 50-year-old kits in new boxes. Yeah, Peterbilt's one of them. But the 132nd aircraft are unbeatable in price. And he's saying that Concorde's a Heller kit.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he put it in at the time when the Concorde kit was designed, Airfix was working with Heller.
Yeah, I mind you saying that.
They had their own version of that. It's a bit like the Apollo, wouldn't it, John?
Yeah. But yeah, the Concorde kit, when that was bought out, they were working in collaboration, because at one time Heller was like the European version of Airfix.
Well, just a correction, by the way, on these kits. Spidey's just correcting it. It's actually Lidl that's got them in.
Yeah.
Lidl and Aldi were brothers, so I don't know. Is that no? I'm pretty sure there were two brothers. One's Lidl, one's Aldi, and Aldi, Lidl, the Aldi. Anyway. Muse is trying to pick stuff up. Time for work, and I don't need the cats taking my stuff off my desk. That's why I don't have pets. Yeah. You start building a kit, it's like 100 quid's worth, and then the cat swipes it onto the floor. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, I know what I'll do. I'll glue the cat to the wall.
Spidey's going, one of you guys is echoing. We get that sometimes with latency, mate. It comes and goes. Paul saying he's just built the Revell shack. That one's a nice kit. Odrick's in. How you doing, mate? He's going 10,000 rivets in close formation. There you go.
Good man.
Spidey's going, I'm just getting at one, John. I think it's your sound that echoes your feedback. So as I say, we get latency and other issues, and we get echo now and again. It's just one of those. You get used to it. Bjorn's asking, John, what's the tank down to the right behind you? It's behind you.
Which one?
Why don't you just do the usual and just go, that's this one and this is that one, and right about time the second will walk it off.
That's a Tamiya King Tiger.
An E-Tiger. So that's Iron Drugs. Yeah.
Yeah, it's Tiger 2. That's the what's it called? It's a, I can't remember what it's called. That's the E100.
Oh, the big one, aye. Self-propelled turrets.
It's a company that I've not heard of a lot, but they do some pretty good stuff. But it was actually a damn good build. Yeah, that's E100. That's a Sherman Tulip, Cromwell, Matilda, Panther, T-34-85.
See, I quite like my Russian armour because it's all like really rugged.
That's Tamiya, that's Tamiya, that's Dragon, that's Tamiya, that's Tamiya, that's Tamiya. I can't remember who that one was.
I mean, the Russian stuff is very agricultural, isn't it? It's functional form, isn't it? You know?
I like that. The Russian trucks, the old, yeah.
Oh, he's gone again.
Who's gone?
Well, it's like you were saying, that, I don't know if you can see in there, but that is the old Tamiya T-34 because it's got the battery logos in it.
All right, yeah.
And you have to fill the holes in the bottom.
Yeah, you're used to filling holes in bottoms, though, aren't you, John? Oh, sorry, did I say that out loud? Sorry, mate. Oh, heck at me.
Things the Smooth should not say. Episode 18.
Right, E100.
Paul saying Lidl and Aldi are two brothers. Expat's going, one dead cat if it knocks stuff off your bench. And Muse is going, my Lily eats them. She has a thing for plastic. Is Lily a pet name for something? I hope that's your cat's name. Well, actually, yeah, they're both cat. Yeah, that's just what I'm not going there, Moose. Bjorn says his cat only eats plastic bags, which is bad enough. Okay. Well, but then if it eats plastic bags and it does a poop, does it bag it?
Ask it to eat it from the inside.
Yeah. See, if you got a dog to eat plastic bags, it would wrap its own poop up instead of you having to pick it up. Yeah.
Yeah, built-in poop scoop.
Yeah. Oh, Spidey's actually. Oh, we've got an argument going on about Aldi and Lidl. Paul says they're two brothers, which I thought. Now we really need the German in to confirm this, because Spidey's saying it's a common confusion. They're not connected, but both German. Aldi was started by two brothers who had a falling out over stock. They became Aldi North and Aldi South.
Yeah, it's a bit like right Twix, left Twix, isn't it? You know.
Bjorn's saying that E100 looks smashing.
Yeah. It's by Amusing Hobby. It's Amusing Hobby E100 Crook turret. It's got the square turret.
Oh, because this is a thing with German tanks. You get Porsche turrets as well, don't you?
Yeah.
It's like this Tiger. That's the Tiger 2, and that's the Henschel turret.
Ah, das is richtig, but that one's got measles. Is it German measles that one's got?
It's ambush camouflage.
It's what camouflage?
Ambush.
I've never seen ham on a bush, though.
I have.
Quick, we must hide. There is ham on the bush. Yes.
If I can go back to that little thing for the Airfix kits, I've just had a look on their site. They're doing 8 kits, $4.99 a piece, and it comes with paint and poly and stuff.
It's a starter kit.
Yeah.
Snot glue and a couple of paintbrushes, and
Yeah.
you can't grumble for a £5 because they did that with the Revell did it with the Star Warsy stuff for a bit, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
Ray saying good night, my friends. Tomorrow I go to work. See you. Take care, Ray.
Yeah, take care, Ray.
Later. Expats going pussy eating plastic. Shark horror. Spidey's going Russian armor is difficult to paint. I never know if it's green over green or green over green. Okay. I'm sure. Nigel says get real man. It's obviously green over green. Yeah. It's Russian green. It's 4BO Russian green, if I remember right. Because I've got some here. 4BO Russian green because I like my Russian stuff. It's better than the German stuff because it's like, I am going with my vodka to the blobs, the Germans. No, actually, that's like never mind.
There's a tiger, a jag tiger.
That looks more like a leopard with all those spots. Sorry. So you're saying it's a jaguar tiger, but it's got leopard spots on it?
Yeah, that's the jag tiger. That's the Tammy one as well.
There's no tracks on that one, mate.
No, because it's one I'm working on.
It's because it's got no tracks on.
It's trackless.
Yeah. Could be traction control.
They're all saying goodbye to Ray. No, Spidey, don't spy Jaffa cakes. It's a Jaffa cake free zone. You might see a banana though. And I do Morse code to Colin every now and again so that he knows. Yeah. What's Nigel saying? Someone told me to buy monofilament for World War I aircraft rigging. Does anyone know what it's marketed as and where I can get it? Monofilament. You on about fishing line?
That's fishing line. I'd go with Easy Line.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I use, Easy Line.
The other thing I've heard you can do, and Colin's probably a master at this because it's quite flexible when you stretch it, is stretching sprue as well.
Yeah.
Plus it glues on nice and easy without super glue. Monofilament. Yeah, I've got some Easy Line. I've got some in brown.
Yeah, I've got some. I'll see whether it's accessible.
Yeah, monofilament I think is it's almost like fibre optic, Colin. It's fishing line.
It's fishing line.
Yeah, there you go. There's Easy Line.
You can use
I'll just start calling up the camera. There you go. So that's you. You use that to rig your ships, but rather than super glue yours, you tie little knots with your wee surgical.
Yeah, I suture it, but yeah, you know, I use a couple of surgical forceps and actually sit there and tie knots in it rather than CA glue it, because it's the way I've always done it. But yeah, you can get some easy line, that'll do it. I've also got.
What do you hang your planes up with? Do you use fishing line for that?
Yeah, that's what I use. Fishing line, literally off a fishing reel.
Yeah, Demon Dancer saying fishing line with about a 1 pound breaking strain.
Yeah.
You
know, I mean, I've got my 380 hanging up there quite happily. Ed Force One, stealth bombers. They're all hanging up with fishing line.
Oh, the Germans just got home.
But no, easy line is a godsend for ships rigging, aircraft antenna, that sort of thing.
Right.
Yeah. The stuff Nigel's on about is what we commonly refer to as knicker elastic.
Yeah.
What's that?
Yeah.
Elastic for knickers, Terry.
Yeah, that's why it's called knicker elastic.
Is that like fork handles? It's like handles for forks. Nigel says he's got easy line, but not sure I like it. Yeah, other ones that I've seen done really successfully, especially for like tank antennas and stuff, is simply stretching sprue, because people think that although sprue's brittle, when you stretch it, it's really quite flexible, Colin, isn't it? It's
yeah, you can. I did it for the railings of my submarine, just stretch sprue and really got it long and thin, and then cut it into sections.
Colin likes it long and thin.
John demonstrate stretching sprue one night. On one
you did it with your lighter, eh? Aye.
Yeah. And it is quick to do, but also it glues to itself. You know, it's the same plastic as the kit.
Demon Dancer's saying there's a stuff called spider wire, which is braided line, which has uses as well. Yeah, if you want to do ropes and stuff with braided line. Nigel saying someone said it was used for sewing. That would be the invisible thread stuff.
Yeah.
Which is basically fine fishing line monofilament. Yeah. The only thing is, what would you glue that with? Super glue?
And Paul Shapland's saying look up active scale models. He got some .015 rigging from them. So there are model scenery places, that sort of thing, that will sell all the fine filament stuff. So Google's your friend.
Google is always your friend.
Yeah, the Easy Line Finding course is also rebadged by Ushi and all the rest of them, and it's just like fine knicker elastic.
Muse, darling, you take care. Muse is off to work.
I'll catch you later on, Muse.
Have a good day.
Paul Chapman's no, it's thread, but knitting elastic. They also use knitting elastic, which is also cheap. Oh, I mean, there's a lot of things. Yeah, I've never really. Suppose if you were doing a larger model like some of these balsa models, you can actually use fine wrapping wire as well. But I mean, then you're into how do you fix it? If you were doing a biplane or something, because the actual rigging on planes was wire, wasn't it?
Yeah.
You can get all the wires in the different thicknesses as well.
You could use a CA glue or something like that.
Nigel saying thanks, guys. The market is swamped with lots of products and all claim to be the best. It's basically get whatever's cheapest and try it and see what works for you, because some folks stretch and sprue might work, other people like easy line. It's whatever's your personal preference, mate. But there's a lot of different stuff.
Try a few things and find out what works best for you and just stick to it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't use easy line for everything. You know, there's other projects I do, and I think actually I'll stretch a bit through for that because.
A new name in Clive Crow. How you doing, Clive? He says Prim 200 meters of knitting in elastic transparent is great. So that's a transparent elastic.
Yeah, that's what I use for my clear hoses and stuff on my bike kits. You know, you get a breather pipe come out the top of a fuel tank.
Yeah, yeah.
Or sometimes you can't get the right diameter tube that you want.
I do know that Hero Boy has started doing a range of, and I don't know how expensive it is, but I mean, if you're into doing like fuel lines and all that, you get like the lunacy green coloured stuff and the yellowy coloured stuff, and they do it in a different sort of 0.25 and 0.5 mil and all that sort of stuff. You can get it.
Yeah, David uses it, doesn't he? David Hunter over at DH Model Works.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, I know I give David shout outs on a regular basis, but honestly, pop over and see his work on cars. Stunning.
He tends to try a lot of the aftermarket stuff out so you can see what works and what doesn't. And yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I find it interesting because for people like me that haven't really gone into aftermarket in a heavy way, I can look at it and go, actually, yeah, I can see where he's going.
That would be worth buying a little pack of that, or
so yeah, pop over and see his stuff. It is exquisite to look at.
Oh, it goes into super fine detailing and super shiny and everything. Yeah. Spidey saying the best way he's found is don't build biplanes. But I mean, if you do ships, I mean, I've got an Elf Archer bus that I'm working on, so I'll need to string her bow, so I'll use Easy Line for that. I'll probably try what Colin says and tie it at the top and the bottom, but if in doubt, super glue, you know. But
yeah, that's why I sent you the rope coloured one.
Oh, that's right, you sent me. It was you that got me. I was trying to remember who got me it, because you got me the brown. I can't remember where I've put it, but I've got brown Easy Line in here somewhere. But it's quite expensive, John, for what it is.
Yeah, I mean, I've got the black, the rusted brown Easy Lines, but yeah, they do the job.
I thought it was a little bit pricey, but you know, there it is. There's the brown stuff I've got. EZ line. It comes in a big roll, 100 feet, 30.5 meters.
It'll take you a while to get through that, then, Jerry.
Yeah, it's actually from America. That stuff. Yeah. It's really fine. But what would I say that was? 0.25. There's about probably that stuff. Yeah, but it's just a wee roll of this stuff. Yeah. I was trying to remember, that was about £5 or something, was it? No?
Usually about 15 quid.
Berkshire Junction. Heavy Easy Line, telephone, electric and fence lines, elastic polymer, stretches 700%. Oh, cool.
Yeah, you don't need a massive amount. That's the mistake a lot of people make. They'll cut it to nearly the length they need, and actually, you only need a little bit. It just stretches so much.
What's interesting on here? That's a rust coloured one. I've got to do white, black, green, and rope. So for a hemp colour.
Yeah, I've got the black and the rust colour, so that if I'm doing like a ship, I can have sort of rusty railings and shivels.
They do other stuff as well. They do barbed wire. Yeah. They're telling you to use CA glue, but yeah, I like the way you do your ships because you just tie it with a forceps.
Yeah, you was in ammo or in awe of it, wasn't it, when I was doing my tool ship? What are you doing? And I was sitting there with me forceps, when I with the Easy Line in it, just tying all the rigging off and that, you know. It's just...
You can't tell them to shut up because you were concentrating.
Yeah, well,
You've done it and everything, you're like,
that habit, I'll sit there for a couple of hours and you say nothing. So I think, do you know something? I'll do something now. And the minute I pick up a pot of glue or something, it's what you doing? What you doing? How you doing that? It's like, really?
It's always better when you've got super glue out, because I like to talk to you just as you get super glue out, because you like to stick parts to your face and your body and everything like that, which is always fun. Hello, Vincent.
Evening, everyone.
Hello, Vince. You all right?
Hello, Vincent.
Can't complain. Just got home.
All right, Vince.
Vincent from Mr. Lost Model Making. Come on down. How are you?
That's still in, because I think we need them tin helmets.
Yeah. We've apparently got to put our World War II tin helmets on.
I'll go and stand behind my fire retardant wall.
Yeah, we might have been taking the mickey slightly. No, we're all joking. What's Frankie saying? He's in bed now. Want to say good night before he enters dreamland. See you, Frankie.
Yeah, you might. There you go.
Thanks, Frankie.
Norman's saying, why not do a range of Easy Line and one specific for RAF wires as it's a different shape?
A lot of people in chat saying, "Hey, Vincent." So
Hey guys, evening everyone.
What's Art Boy saying? I did a list of bits on e-models yesterday and wondered why the Black Friday code wasn't working. Did it a week too early. Oh dear, I never thought about that. Actually, forget Black Friday. I picked up a cracking kit for Wonderland Models in Edinburgh. That Samba bus that you've got, Cole?
yeah, I was about to drop that one in earlier on, but I couldn't remember whether we had told people or not.
Well, Colin got one for his birthday. The price that it was when we got it for your birthday and the price it was now, I thought it's a lot of plastic for that money, isn't it?
Yeah, really. The only thing that I found with it is it comes with extremely skinny wheels, so I will be putting on a decent set of RC wheels on it or something.
But you're obviously going to build yours exactly like the box art as well, aren't you?
Yes, it is going to be exactly as it appears on the box.
Yeah. I don't know if I like the skinny wheels either, but I suppose it's the old split screen and everything like that, isn't it? So,
to be fair, up until like 68, they were very, very skinny tires. I mean, I've got a pair of...
That's because it's cross-plies, wasn't it? It was before radials came out.
Yeah, I've got a set of BRM Speedwell wheels from my Beetle. And the front ones, obviously, I put oversized tires in the back, right? Nice little fat ones, like on an old school Porsche.
All right, yeah.
On the front, it's the original width, and it's maybe that.
It's an interesting camber set up on them and that when they start lowering them and putting fat wheels and everything.
Yeah, because it's about as simple as an independent suspension system can get, right? Because you only have the
torsion bars, isn't it? So.
Yeah. But on a Beetle, it's not that bad, to be fair. Have you seen it on a Fiat 500?
Yeah.
The driver gets out and the wheels do that. Right? They go into positive camber straight away.
I'm used to do that.
It's like the camber on an old bubble car, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
We've been talking about Easy Line and all different things and stretch sprue and all that, Vince, whilst you were trying to join. Art Boys are saying back in the day we used to use thick plastic glue for plane aerials and stretched it. You on about the snot glue, mate?
Yeah.
I will admit, their customer service is horrible when you order from Ushi directly. They're fucking horrible. Because it literally takes...
Easy Line. All right, okay.
Yeah, it takes them 3 weeks to send stuff out if you order direct from them, which is a bit... They care more about their professional clientele than they do if they're private clientele.
I've got a supplier in the UK. I get my Ushi stuff for anyway, so that's
not. Yeah. Anyway, if you get the Ushi stuff, is best bang for buck because you literally get those little reels you put on the sewing machine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you get one of those full, which is like 30 or 40 meters of it.
Yeah, the Easy Line one that John got me was like 100 meters or something like that. So I'll have that for a while.
Yeah, but Easy Line isn't always as available as it is on the continent, to be fair, because it's American, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, mine's is American stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, but to be fair, if you can't get Easy Line, I think the Uchi is.
Expat was joking. Still better than a Herald.
Comes on the little bobbins that go on sewing machines.
Yeah.
Big for you there.
But. Yeah, some of the old car suspension systems were quite funny with all the negative and positive camber, and yeah. What is Taylor saying? I've built the, Revell Porsche 928 since that's a front engine rear wheel drive. But he threw a Chevy 396 big block in it. Oh, I've got a 928 to build. 911. Oh, the 928. Was that the straight 6.3, was it 2.8 litre or something like that? I'm sure I did brake work on one of them when I used to work in a garage and I got to road test it. That's the one that's got the smooth sort of 928s, almost like a fastback. Lee Barlow's in. How you doing, Lee? Hello, all. Not been on for a while. Been doing long hours. Hope you're all good.
Yeah, we're all right, mate. Yourself?
dodging away here. I'll go and have a look at the dungeon in about 5 minutes or so. So if anybody's not a member yet, we'll obviously tell you how to join. We've rebranded it as The Dungeon. There's quite a few folk posted up, so if you've got any work in progress shots or completed builds, got about 5-10 minutes to stick them in the dungeon, because it saves me having to refresh all the time, and we'll do a wee run through of what all you guys have been up to, which is the stuff I really like doing. I know Colin enjoys it as well.
Oh, definitely.
I'll get a buzz
So
out.
everybody else has been up to.
Yeah. What's Nigel saying? He's just pulled chicken and chips for his oven, which reminds me, in about 10 minutes, I better order my food as well. I've actually got food in the house. I don't need to order anything.
Yeah, I wonder what they're going to miss off this week.
I've got a couple of cheese and onion pasties and some nice pepper ham and that there, so I'll be all right. I don't need it. Chicken and chips. Oh, that sounds like you got having gravy with it, mate. Oh, chips and gravy. Not liquor, gravy, beef gravy. Yeah. Why did they start talking about food at this time of night? I mean, I don't have any Jaffa cakes on my table, and I don't have a banana on my table, so I'm starving. I'm wasting away here.
I know, we can see.
I'm a shadow of my former self.
Yeah.
Talking about shadows of my former self, how's our Belgian correspondent doing?
Yeah, you can't complain.
What have you been up to? Let me guess. Have you been doing Warhamster stuff?
Yeah, but I'm preparing the bench for some more filming tomorrow.
You look as if you have some sort of crossbow or ballista type device on the table.
Yeah, it's the Celestar Ballista, which is basically the only artillery unit this faction gets.
Very nice.
Yeah.
It's a lot bigger than the guy.
Well, yeah, because this is the crew that comes with it. Right, see if that comes out on camera.
Stick it on your bench cam, mate. I can see your fingers on your bench.
Frozen. It always does that when I first started.
Was it froze?
Yeah.
Because it's an ISP cam, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Expats going munchies. Stop. No, you're not allowed to talk about food, because you'll all get banned if you start talking about food, because, yeah. Please start minicam, because minicam is not working.
Yeah, it just needs to reconnect with the IP.
Back. There we go.
Should have movement. There we go.
That's a very realistic crossbow on your bench there, Vincent.
But yeah, as I was saying, basically comes with these guys, right? Little ruler and
They are quite funky looking, like the wee guys.
yeah.
Really glad you're sharing those with us, Vincent, because I do like seeing all the different genres and all that of the Warhamsters.
Yeah, it's just something different, isn't it? Just like I wanted to do something completely different, because like I've got so many kits. But
did you finish was it the Griff one? The one, was it a Griff?
nearly. It's basically washes and then highlights now.
Because that's a cracking looking beastie. I like that. I do like that. Because it's half sort of bird, half horse, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I do like that. I do like the fantasy figures. They're very, very cool. Has he got a big cloak and everything to go on? Is he? Oh, he's still got loads of stuff.
which is why he's not finished yet, because I need to keep the cloak separate so I can properly wash that. But it is actually tight enough fit that I can.
I've heard you quite like a tight fit when you're putting your pauldrons on.
I'm so happy that you said that, because my brain had just gone there as well.
Bad people.
I was quite ashamed. I thought I was going to get a heeze on off.
We're going to get to the stage that we've done away with the naughty step for the Gundams or the Japanese bipedal mechanized things, and we're going to start doing it with Warhamsters now. We're going to start.
To be fair, 40k first. I mean, 40k first.
I think Warhamsters is going to have to go in the naughty step. What do you guys think? Are you tired of seeing all the Warhamsters?
I think Space Marines are the one that can go on the naughty step.
It's
not
done to death, isn't it? You know what I mean?
Yeah, everybody's done it to death.
But if you want great lager, follow the bear. It's if one person decides to build it, everyone jumps on their tail strings, and it's just a bit old.
So now we've got chicken and chips. Sue's suggesting salad cream, and Nigel's saying coleslaw and mayo.
That's how it looks with the cape on.
Oh, you've got a cape on. Is that not a word for something else?
I know this is the superhero thing again, isn't it? You know, would it be a mask or a cape?
They are really nicely made, the fantasy ones, because that's Age of Sigmar. That's no your
Yeah, that's not the 40k that most people tend to get.
Sigmar's got some lovely dragons and all interesting mythical beasts and stuff, which I do like the look of, but some of them are really expensive. You get like 100 quid for some of the big dragons and all that.
True, but the thing is, 3 of those dragons basically are a 2,000 point army.
Right, hold on, wait a minute. Translator to Elwan, he's talking about points. And
right. Normally, to get like a 2,000 point army, you're looking at 30-ish figurines, something like that, which will, by the time you've collected them all,
so you could just get one big fuck off dragon and go and breathe fire and
you just get 2 or 3 dragons, and at the end of the day, getting a lot of smaller guys or a couple of big guys, you know, or yeah, I mean,
Clive Crossy and Naughty Step for sure. Nort Boys has been painting Warhammer for 20 years. I actually do like them. I mean, I've done a Razorback and I got a few, one packet with 10 figures in, because Colin was doing all the Flesh Tones things and that. And I did play the original one with my brother, which was actually a board game, a small board game, and it was all the Series 1 before we got to 40k.
Oh, you can.
This was kind of before computers came out, though. And you were playing board games, and you would throw the die, and you'd be able to you could move 2 spaces and attack them for 4, or you could move 5 spaces and attack them for 1 and all that. It was pretty simple and straightforward, but now it's all big dials and you take measures.
To be fair, if you were to say that 3 or 4 years ago, I would have said yes. But since then, the leadership has changed at Citadel, and they're now bringing out smaller formats and board games that tell a story as well.
You not sort of think that everybody's kind of jumping on the bandwagon because I've seen a few people doing them, and it's just like I don't play the game, so I bought a couple to do because they are nice to paint. They're fantastic.
I actually I nipped into a local card gaming store, right? And they're not an official Games Workshop, but they have the official license to sell the Games Workshop
stuff.
Yeah,
there's a few of them. Yeah, I got a pamphlet through for one today. Yeah,
right. Yeah, and you can actually tell by the prices because their price is exactly the same as But they told me, there's a campaign of these guys going. I basically was going in for paints for this guy.
Oh, but then you bought that and you thought, right, say that was 50 quid or something, right, or 40 quid.
No, less, mate.
What was that, 30 quid one that?
20-ish quid, yeah.
Right, 20 quid for that figure, and you went, oh, great, I need these 7 paints to paint it at £3 a pop, right?
Mm-hmm.
So 7 threes, that's another 21, right? And then you actually get into it and you start watching the proper Warhamster painters and that, and you realise you need another 10 paints at £3 a pop. So that's another 30 quid. It's no cheap.
To be fair, this is for the entire army, right?
What is he getting his big box of paints out? I mean, I do like the paints. They're really nice paints to work with, but laughing at Colin. Yeah, well, I think Vince is kind of doing it because he likes painting the figurines, but he's also thinking about gaming. But for me, it's just like
53, and I'm still short about 2 or 3.
Like 53 different paints you've bought.
Say 60 paints for everything.
Quid a pop. So that's 180 quid on paint. That's a 1/6 scale. Tell me a bike.
True, but it's enough paint to do like an entire army, which is what I'm going for.
I could emulsion the ceiling in my living room with that amount of paint, mate. But yeah, I could see that the Sigmar stuff's a bit more interesting. But yeah, as far as gaming goes, it's no my thing. Expert saying army painters paint's a lot cheaper. Just have to shake the shit out of them.
Yeah, but you can ask these guys because you guys make your own airbrush cleaner, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm the lazy git who buys a bottle.
Aye.
That's. I mean, when it comes to paint matching,
Oh yeah, it's great. If you're doing a genre of something like that and they're doing specific paints for it, yeah, but it's a lot of money.
Yeah, to be fair, it's not going to be. It's maybe going to be 30 quid cheaper if you go with Army Paints or Citadel game or Vallejo game card. It's not going to be like half the money, or if you know what I mean. If you
somebody's dropped out. Who was that?
Well, for me, it was just ease of use because it's something I want to do quickly and without a lot of thought. Because a lot of the other stuff I do is a lot of thinking and what do I need to do next and this, that, and that. Well, this just get the paints and paint it.
John's dropped out. I think he's had a Windows update. I know I've got one pending.
Yeah, mine was slapping me around the arse with a cricket bat last night. Wouldn't leave.
Yeah. I think it's quite a big update as well, Colin, because I was looking at the percentage download earlier on in the background. It's like, right, okay.
Yeah. Like I say, I had to go off last night and done me reboot, and it's been fine.
So yeah, I think we're all war hamstered out.
Yeah.
So I'm going to have a quick.
It's that.
I'm just going to have a.
Wagon, isn't it?
Perhaps
people thought they would be rewarded by doing them. I don't know.
Well, just to round off the conversation, for me it was I still have the books. I have the 5th edition books, the most recent one actually. I used to do a lot of Dungeons and Dragons, right? So there's a lot of 28mm scale figs involved with that. Then I kind of got rolled into 40k for a while. Then got rid of most of that, which is kind of what got Fox onto 40k because I basically.
You started them off. You sent them stuff, didn't you?
Yeah, I apologize for that. But after that, I started. I've always been a big computer gamer as well.
I like the computer games.
Yeah, I've been an immense fan of the Total War RTS genre, right? The Total War games, and then they brought out a Warhammer-based Total War. I played that. Loved the heck out of it, and it just so happens it's based on the fantasy, the Age of Sigmar stuff. So for me, that's why it's tempted me into doing them, because it's what I've seen in the computer, and now I can actually do it on a tabletop, which I also enjoy doing. So
I've heard you quite like doing it on a tabletop, actually, Vincent.
Mate, I like to do it on a virtual tabletop even.
That kind of brings us in. Oh, hold on, wait a minute. His chicken and chips have gone. Orc Boys does a lot of them. He sells a lot of mine. Players don't want to paint them. Yeah, I see a lot of stuff like that on eBay and stuff like that. Yeah, they just want to play the game. So we're kind of talking about all these board games and Dungeons and Dragons. So that brings us nicely into the dungeon itself. So I'll just I'll stick myself on present. Pick off your dinner. You took your chicken, you bugger. And we'll go and have a wee look.
You feel better now, Terry?
I do, yes.
Oh, good. I'm really pleased about that.
We'll have a wee look at the dungeon. So we're in the dungeon. So why is that went like that? Let's refresh. Facebook keeps changing stuff all the time. Yeah. Well, it's normally facebook.com/groups/the dungeon. But for some reason, Facebook's been a bit of a divvy. If you're not a member, please feel free to join. It's a friendly little group. Don't take any rivet counting or anything like that in there. It's a place to share all your work, and something that Colin and I are wanting to do is, if you're YouTubers, there's a post pinned right to the top of the page. Share your channel link on there, guys, and we all sub to each other, and it all gives us extra features and everything that we can use. Right, so what's Taylor been saying? He's finished the Road Cult Rotson 5 earlier this week. So this is off a series of films, I believe, that he's been doing cars on. Well, I like his... Is that your shop card in the background there, Taylor? That's cool. So this is off I believe it's off a specific film series. So he's been trying to... There was a post earlier on where he was trying to make all the cars that were in the films. the film Roadkill. So this is his take on the vehicle that was in that. I'm just trying to think what that is. Is that a big Zorsky type? Yeah, it's had a bit of chopping about. Taylor does a lot of that kind of stuff. What's Norman been up to? He's using Scotch brass coloured tape for boosters. Oh, this is this Ariane, I think he's building, isn't it? Was that what he was talking about? He's found these great ideas, implementation of which seems just to add to his deteriorating mental state. And then, now, that easy cutting board that you've got, I've seen those advertised to help you cut all the different...
yeah, it's come from AK.
But was it Mark or somebody that was saying if you look at some of them, they aren't actually circular in the bottom half? There was a problem with some. I can't remember.
Oh, I don't know about that. I did look at getting them, but they're like 13, 14 quid a shot.
Yeah, you just put whatever it is, your masking tape or whatever you want into there, if you want certain shapes or whatever for masking off, and it helps you guide your blade and everything. But I'm pretty sure there was something wrong. I don't know if it was just the one at market, but it starts off nice and round there and it turns into like a spider's web at the bottom. But I like how he's used it to do the tape on the Ariane. That's a nice effect, although he says he's been pulling his hair out doing it.
Yeah, I can imagine.
It does look nice though, doesn't it? But I do like the idea of that thing. Because Colin and I have got that aluminium tape as well. That's really nice, that. Yeah, I can see it would be a bit fiddly, mate, because that stuff gets a good stick when it's down. But that's looked good, Norman. So what was it he used? Scotch brass coloured tape. Cool.
Same stuff like the aluminium tape with brass then.
Yeah, well, but just a smaller roll there, eh?
Mm-hmm.
What's Paul Shatland? Not much to show. Started a wing nut. Started the engine, put some valve springs on and some foil on the manifold. This is one of these wings kits now. They're absolutely gorgeous for detail and everything.
Yeah, but that's why they cost the money as well. I mean, imagine
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, imagine the design time and then the manufacturing time of the molds to get.
What's quite interesting there, has Paul used solder wire to recreate the valve springs? Because it's kind of looking like that, isn't it? Solder wire or something like that, Paul, for the valve springs, possibly add extra. Just put foil on the manifold. It is nicely made, like.
That's what makes those kits so expensive, because they're managing to get that amount of detail out of styrene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rather than going mixed media, like people like me do, who are fond of detailing.
The resin and all that.
Yeah.
And that's just the engine, and you look at it, and it's like they do look like real bolts and wing nut wings. Oh, look at that.
Paul says it's PC wire. Yeah.
Yeah, so they come as standard looking like that, and he's trying to make them look more like proper valves. I like that attention to detail. I know Paul does it quite a lot. Right, Taylor's just added something, but we'll scroll up and refresh it later on. Oh, so Sue was on about this AC/DC truck. This was 132. So she's got it all primed up. I do like to see women getting into the modelling.
Yeah, their stage truck. Yeah, that's awesome.
So I've just got a lot of priming in that done. Just curious what sort of money's in that kind of kit, Sue, because I know that, like, say, if you get the 124th, you're about 40 or 50 quid for a cab unit and about the same.
Cheapest I've seen so far is 43 quid.
For the whole thing?
The whole thing.
That's not bad.
It's not bad. You're getting a hell of a lot of the plastic.
Plus, it's a branded kit as well, so that you probably get a bit of that in the price.
Plus, it's going to kind of scale with some of the 130th cars and 135th near enough armor and stuff size-wise. So, yeah, that's a good price. Well, good to see Sue getting on with some model making as well. I've got that one sitting there, Bjorn. To the left is a bike I painted not too very long ago, and the right is the bike I built or tried to build like 25 to 30 years ago. Kind of unsure exactly when. That's actually a rare one. That's a Gamma. The one on the left, I've got one of them sitting in my cabinet, the RM250. And I'm just trying to think. Is that a... Try to make it what that one is called.
The CBR 400.
Is that what it is? CBR 400? 400F? I think I've actually got one of them in my stash that I'm in the middle of doing. Yeah. I like the dirt bike, so. Good to see you actually doing bikes in that, though. It just takes you a wee bit out of your comfort zone, Bjorn. The dirt bike gave a UV paint to it, so it's fun to play. Oh, when it's backlit. So it's UV paint is used on it.
Just a small interruption there, and quite interesting what Nigel's modeling bench is saying here. Apparently, Wingnut Wings doesn't even use slide mold technology yet, like Bandai and the likes do, which is very impressive considering they're getting that detail out of the old school way of molding.
Now, if they're still molding old school, what are they going to be like when they go to slide mold?
Exactly. You're gonna see Bandai level of and Kotobuki
the new technology
in a plane kit, which is nice.
If anybody's interested, Reese popped up a video where they were live from Shoebury Ness Model Railway Show. So if you want to see what happened on there, he's popped a video up. Norman's recently completed a Revell Public Star Destroyer. Now, this isn't one I haven't seen very often. He says it's a nice kit and a lot of fun. That's quite an interesting looking kit, that.
Ah, looks all right.
I like all the blue and all the different metallic and sort of burn effects all round about the back of that. I've not seen one of these before.
I've got one in my display cabinet upstairs. It goes together a treat and it paints up really nice as well.
It is. I like that. Yeah.
And the thing is, it's the same scale as the Vesda Star Destroyer as well.
Right, okay.
Up to 2,700.
That's a nice looking ship, that. I didn't know they did. See, a lot of these sci-fi kits and that I didn't know were actually out there until you see somebody building them and you go, oh, I wouldn't mind trying one of them. That's a nice looking kit. I like that one, Norman. Now, this is interesting. I wish this was my man cave, right? So, a lazy, warm Saturday afternoon with a few mates in his model shed. And he shows 3 of his mates that were actually awake and modelling. That's a model shed, mate. Yeah.
That's that.
Yeah. It's a bit difficult to beat that one, isn't it?
I actually thought, see the wee guy on the right? I thought that was Davey UK for a minute, but you've not quite got that beardy going.
No. And I've not got no tattoos either.
I'm trying to see if there's any interesting kits in the background. There's a lot of planes. There's a big mixture of stuff, isn't there? Some nice... God, that'd be great to have a room that size that you can just dedicate to modelling with your mates and that.
Oh.
But is it just me, or does everybody noticing that most modelers these days, apart from Vincent, who's like 14, are more of the elderly variety?
Yeah. Kids are not interested nowadays. They just want to play Xboxes and PlayStations, which is fair enough.
A lot of buzz just now about all the Wingnut Wings stuff. So Brett's posted up a sprue review of the Wingnut Wings 132nd Albatross with Manfred von Richthofen. I think I said that right, did I, Vince?
What?
Manfred von Richthofen?
Yeah, that's actually quite.
Das ist richtig.
Yeah.
So, latest and greatest kit by Wingnut Wings this time includes a resin figure with it as well. I didn't know they did that. So our mate Kev, who likes kit bashing a lot of stuff, this is just, obviously, it's no really models, but a couple of Soviet remote controlled trucks in 1/16 scale. These are pretty cool, actually. I like all the Soviet stuff, as Colin was saying. It's very ruggedized, very agricultural, but these are remote controlled trucks. They'd be fun. Yeah, I like them. Kev does some interesting stuff. So a new member, Peter Salter, is he's new to the group. We thought we'd do a little introduction. He's only returned to modelling 2 years ago after a 25-year break. Oh, it's Echo Pete. There you go. Mainly builds 135th armour subjects. A couple of his recent builds are below. This looks like a Kubelwagen.
Yeah, that's
That's some nice work, isn't he?
Yeah. Is that the Tamiya Kubelwagen, Ickle? Because I've heard one of them's a bit of a pain to go together. Oh, it's even got the wee engine detail at the back.
I think it's the Tamiya one because you can get the extra kit so you can do the rear detail.
Right, okay. So the engine detail on that at the back, and obviously the guy working on it, would that be extra or?
That comes as part of the extra kit.
Right, okay.
You get the figure, the engine. I think you get a workbench and a few other odds and sods.
Well, they were pretty basically put together, these Kubo wagons, just pressed steel, lightweight.
Well, yeah.
Now, what's this one? This is a scout car of some kind, Vincent, possibly. Do you know what this is?
Did you not watch Hello, Hello?
That's Lieutenant Gruber's little tank, isn't it?
Is it?
Yeah, it's the machine gun turreted version of that tank.
All right, okay. A nice.
Panzer, leichter Panzersparwagen, but I don't know the type number.
Yeah, yeah. That's a cool wee model, though.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. So that's Ickle Pete then. So that's Ickle Pete. Remember, he's Ickle Pete. Right. Coming to boldly go where no one has gone before. We're planning on between January and March 2019 for Star Trek The Group Build. Now, we don't have any prizes or anything at the moment, but maybe see if we can get a supplier or something on board that might want to sponsor us. But at the moment, it's just for a bit of fun. Any Star Trek model, from any series, Klingon or whatever.
Series, any of the movies.
Yeah. So we're planning on starting that as a winter build, January to March. Obviously, if there's a lot of people get involved and we don't quite finish in time, those dates are negotiable. But it'd be nice to get everybody building something from a Star Trek series or films at the same time. So it's our first sort of proper attempt at the group build. And constant some cracking artwork on there for me. Right, yeah, if you haven't seen it yet, Colin is revisiting a kit that he did about 11 to 12 years ago. And he's Mad Maxing it up. So, as usual, there are no saws involved or power tools. So I'll take a wee look over at that. Now, this one actually really impressed me at first because I thought it was a photograph of a real vehicle. Another new member, Alan Hansel. His first post, recently completed Toyota Hilux. He builds mainly 124 cars and trucks. And what made this look so real is the dial he's got going on behind it. I thought that was a real truck at first. I believe it's a commission, obviously, for that company. So it looks like Ira's been doing some really fancy paintwork or a bit of a wrap decal-wise. What do you reckon, Colin, on that one? A wrap?
Yeah, it could be a bespoke decal wrap.
Mm-hmm.
Either that or he's a dab hand with an airbrush.
Yeah, I like how he's done all the corrugated. Yeah, I like, and all the boxes of stuff in the back. So a lovely attention to detail in that.
I turned around from chat to see that first picture of that build, and I thought, wow, that's a pretty car. It's like, oh wait, that's an actual model. Damn.
Aye.
That is.
It gives it away with the wee figure next to it because he's quite cartoony.
Yeah, like on first glance, I didn't notice the figure. It's like, that's a pretty.
I was the same. I thought it was. When you look at that one.
Yeah, that's the one I looked at first and was like, that's a nice car. And then you start noticing the stuff in the background. It's like
all the wee bits and bobs. But a lovely commission build. So, Alan, very impressed. I like that.
Very nice work.
That's very nice.
Just going down. That's Taylor's, obviously. He's got a YouTube channel as well. So that was that car that he featured. What's Mark been saying? Part of the kit I'm built on the floor. Oh, he's got missing bits from. Let's see what kit that is. He's building the Heller.
AWACS.
Oh, it's AWACS. So he's got bits missing.
Yeah, I think it's a canopy it's missing.
Yeah. So Heller. Would it not be Airfix as well that he could, or would it be Heller? I suppose it's got Heller in the box. So.
He might stand a chance if he gives Airfix an email to see if they've got any kits knocking about in the warehouse because it's the same canopy.
Right, because they shared a lot of their stuff. Mr. Bobbington, 132nd BSA Hawk Rebel trumpeter, a pain in the ass, but works out well. Any mistakes are his on his own. So it's a dual seater, obviously. Yes, Terry. And he's trying to put nav lights and stuff in it as well, which all the wiring is kicking about for. So he's done his cockpit interior and everything. Quite interesting. I mean, I've not done an aircraft for ages, so everybody tapes it all together just to check for fit before they finalise gluing everything together. So that's what Philip, aka Mr. Bobbington, is doing. Norman, how to use almost a full bottle of Tammy X2 white, Ariane mass and first layer of gloss white on. I do like this Ariane rocket actually. It's a nice one, and obviously earlier on we've seen the pictures of the tape that he was using on it. What's really good is you guys are sharing all your work, because we're getting the step by steps coming off you all, and there's a lot of stuff went in since last week. So this is Zephyr Cochrane warp trial ship from Star Trek First Contact. He's now completed it. It's a full resin kit. Resin's full air bubbles, etc. So I didn't even know about this ship.
Yeah, you can get a lot of sci-fi stuff, especially rather unusual Star Trek kits.
See, I've not really watched a lot of the first series, and I've seen some of the main movies, but never seen anything like it. It's cool. So that's a full resin kit. Something a bit different yet again. I've already done that. It looks not for some Facebook might have been playing up. Right, so he's recently, Luke Carswell, Black Rifle Model Works, recently finished the Tallieri 148th beer truck, in inverted commas, Spitfire Mark 9C for the Brit 48 group build, which I take it is over at ISM. I do like this. Look, there's some really nice stuff. Spitfire beer. I suppose if you're doing a language, you have a bottle of Bombardier.
I don't see why not.
That's really nice.
He does do lovely work. We've
Yeah.
that for a little while now. So, yeah.
It's got a Canadian little flag on it there.
Yeah, it's Johnny Johnson.
Johnny Johnson.
Yeah, he was Canadian.
There you
That's
go.
why he had a maple leaf flag.
That'll be the reason for that then. Lovely. Great stuff. Wonder if that character actually comes with a kit. That's cracking, that 1/32nd scale. I like that in the black and white.
Just adds that air of realism, doesn't it? It's subtly done.
I like the black and white photos as well. Very nice look. Right, I'll just come off of that.
The guy that did a Spitfire build that was in a picture frame on a wall, but it was done in such a way that from angles it looked like a photograph. But as you went near it and walked around the front, the aircraft was poking out of the frame in 3D. It was
Cool.
brilliantly done.
So Frankie Goes to Hobbyboot is doing I can't remember what truck it is, but he's onto the front axle and everything now. So yeah, a lot of trucks getting built just now. I do like the trucks.
I think there's a truck build, isn't there? Isn't it a group build that Paul's doing over at?
I think Paul's doing it on ISM. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I'm not sure whether it's the Models for Heroes thing or something behind it, but there is a group build going on.
Luke Carswell again, he's not posted up for a wee while, so this is another one of his works. His latest finished project, the Tamiya 135th Challenger 1 Mark III. Again, he has all these wee lovely wee vignettes that he puts everything on. And the cap badge for the tank regiment and everything sitting there. I like that. Challenger.
It's just those nice little touches that he does, and you think, yeah.
It's kicking up the mud there and everything like that as it's ploughing through. Obviously, he's ex-forces himself, so he's probably seen some of these things in the real life and all that, yeah, so. He does some really nice stuff. I like how he has all these wee dials telling a story. You know, the guy's like, over there, you bugger. some more cracking work. Look,
Oh yeah, it's like a photorealism, isn't it?
yeah,
That's
gives
what
you
it's
ideas as well when I want to try and start playing about with dials myself, looking at other folks' work. It gives you some good ideas. I've seen his latest. I think he's done a bit more. 14th. What's this? 17th, 3 days ago. Yeah, not seen this last week. More progress on his garage for Paul Shatland with the Jag in it.
Yeah, look at that.
Oh, he's got the battery boosters in. 2-poster ramp. Nice bit of scuffing in that on it. He's got a guy over there sanding down the bonnet for respray. He's going in for his tools. He's a bit of a lazy bastard, the one that's sitting on the bench.
That'll be you then, Terry.
He'd be getting his arse kicked. He wouldn't get away with that.
Yeah, that's you in your mechanics days. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I just give him. I'll just have him 40 winks, guys. He's a shit.
Yeah.
More like 80 winks for you, Terry.
Yeah, wouldn't he? Couldn't he? Didn't he? And all.
Not quite lit. He's even got the magnetic rails in the back for the spanners and everything.
Yeah, that's Terry supervising, isn't it?
Well, there's me in the nice clean overalls, and there's Colin going, fucking hell, I'm doing here sanding this again.
You're that bloke that could go on a rugby pitch, play 90 minutes, and come off spotless.
Yeah. Oh, it's the welder, so the guy underneath welding. Oh, that's good. The wee mask and everything. That's cool.
No, then. I've still got welding burns on my chest.
I do like that. I like what's going on there. So excellent stuff, Paul. There's lots of stuff went in this week, so I'm keep scrolling. Marcy, as in Muse, has put a video up about a modelling show in the Detroit area that she was at. So if you want to see what the Detroit modelers are up to, just
nice little montage, mate.
Put a wee montage up there. What else have we got? Oh, did we show that? Cliff Leonard was on about he had a 1/6 scale Koenigstiger, and he was going to put some pictures up it. This thing is massive. That's got that polka dot scheme as well.
So basically, Cliff Leonard's car is probably a small van because those things are massive. And
so how did you pronounce that? Is it Koenigstiger or
Stiger?
Koenigstiger. It looks like a real tank. It's fucking massive. That's cracking. That'd be good fun.
A lot of dedication's gone into that. See, you should have put the job of your tracks out to Vincent, because for those that didn't hear earlier, Vincent will happily assemble all your tracks for you and post them back to you.
As long as they're metal, yeah.
No. Individual track links, 5 pieces.
No. Individual track links if they're metal. I don't do plastic. I can.
Yeah, he does.
That's not what you said the other week. You love doing plastic.
No. The box of reels I have in the stash says otherwise.
Yeah. Oh, you got to show to Christine, Terry.
This one.
Yes.
Yeah, you got to show.
Right, this is some still photos from the Detroit area's modeler show that Muse was at. Isn't that brilliant? The production line.
Yeah, from the movie Christine. But,
The attention to detail in that is absolutely stunning. I like that.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah,
Isn't that cracking? Now that's a Dio and a half. That would have taken. I wonder how long it took that guy to build that. That's a good year's worth of work. Do you know?
If not a bit longer, I would have thought.
Oof, and with the mirrors on it, that has to weigh a ton.
Just looking at it, you just think, yeah, good for you, mate. That's a lovely little diorama.
Gorgeous, stunning work.
You know, that's a growl build, isn't it? You know?
Yeah.
Lot of effort went into that. Absolutely fantastic.
That's.
Be interesting to know who that actual modeler was. You know, see how long it took him to do it.
Yeah, because if that's one of many, I'd love to see
what else they've done.
Norman obviously posting more progresses, Ariane, because we're going back in time there. Frank,
some appliance paint for that.
Going back in time. Terry, does that mean something then if we're going back in time?
Maybe we need to be in a time machine. No, hold on. Cliff's put a new album up. His Warhammer stuff. Might as well put it up there. See what he's done. Is that a Warhammer dude, or is that a Sigmar?
That's the Breton faction, I think, from the old fantasy, because now they're sort of defunct. I mean, as in
earlier series. I've seen that last week.
New stuff from out. Yeah, they're officially still in Age of Sigmar, but
you got a pumpkin head. That's just.
That is funny. That is cracking work. That.
Well, there's some. Is that a female one? Yeah, some interesting ones that I've not seen before.
Yeah, Lady Gaga for a minute.
Is that an Urgle or something? That one is it? I don't know. I like his weapon, the big corkscrew thing for your brain.
You like a man's weapon, Terry.
I remember them. They're gene stealers. That's a gene stealer. I don't know what that one is.
You get a couple in those magazines.
Oh, what? That's got a tongue at the front and guts
of some kind.
Some really weird looking dudes, isn't there? Oh, that looks a bit like Colin when he's had when he's going out parrot hunting.
Yeah, when he's not had a shave and is wearing a wig, obviously.
But there's a right variance. I know who that looks like, but I'm not going to say anything. Especially with that hairdo. But yeah. Oh, some of them are really pretty cool. Like, I like that half beast, half robot. Oh, they really. Thanks for sharing them, Cliff, because some of them are actually quite fun. The Warhammer stuff. They're really interesting. And that was me falling over a big step at in Edinburgh.
Big step.
For some reason, Chris Williams was ordering teaspoons because they're on Prime.
I think that's for the Spoon Hut, isn't it?
Now here's another interesting one. When Muse was at that modelling show, this guy's done. It's like a records yard, and that's his dial with all the records yard. Don't know if you've got any close-ups. There you go, auto wrecking. So it's a scrappies or a salvage yard, they might call it. And
I mean, how cool is it? You know what I mean?
It's brilliant. And the usual sort of the old car up above the sign.
Yeah.
But I mean, that'll be heavy, I know. I mean, that's a robust case. I mean, that's a, what do you call that stuff again, Vince? Is it checker plate?
Yeah, checker plate.
Diamond board.
Diamond board, checker plates.
Yeah, a whole wreckers yard there. I like that. Oh, look at that. All the bits falling off and aye. It's brilliant.
Tear plate. That's what it's known over here as.
I think that's the guy who did that one. But yeah, it's definitely some interesting stuff across at that Detroit Modeler show. Obviously, it's got another video up there.
Oh, right. Scale Model Vam says it's Christine's record, that. So that's the yard where Christine was scrapped.
Oh, right. Okay.
So it's got to do with the other one.
And we're getting some, obviously people have been posting up, I've not seen some of these, they're hauls from Telford and all that, but Sue's got herself a Titanic. Is that the one you've got, Cole?
No. It's big on mine, baby one.
And a BMW GT3, that'll be a nice build to see that getting done.
Yeah, I'd like to see how that one comes up, so I'd like to get that one, and Tammy's Mercedes GT3.
Yeah.
I think they would look rather good standing next to each other.
Paul's got a hole as well. And then my mate John going, hey, look at stuff I got it. Nobody cares. Right, I'm just going to refresh it because somebody's added some stuff in. So I'm quickly going to have a look at that.
Yeah.
In a minute, Mike.
Oh, somebody wants to join.
I'll deal with that.
Keep scrolling. What's Taylor been saying? The Hoop Tee. Oh, this is the one he's working on just now. 1978 GMC Sierra. It's a big cane country pickup by Revel. It's based on a popular plough truck kit. It's come for a previous build it's screwed up on. He's using a recycled engine for this kit and also putting a propane tank in it and stuff. So you like your kit bashing, don't you, Taylor? Making stuff up from other bits and bobs and recycling kits. So, yeah. I like to get my hands on some of the unusual American kits. They seem to have a really... Also, he's made a propane tank out of bits and bobs. So scratch building, kit bashing. Do like to see a bit of that. And we've seen that one. And that's it. So I'll stop sharing and come back into the room.
Mike's in, by the way.
Who's in?
Mike.
Where?
Crap.
Anyway, can I just nip away for 2 seconds? I need to go to the bathroom.
That really didn't register with you, did it, Derry?
No.
Oh, Hornsey! Oh, God.
Hey!
I'm looking in the chat going, I can't see Mike Kenyon in the chat, and you're sitting in there. Bear me 2 seconds. I really just need to nip to the bathroom. I'll be as quick as I can.
All right. We'll just kill time until you come back, mate.
How is everybody?
All right, my friend. Yourself, Mike?
Good.
Good. Glad you made it in, mate.
Yeah, a little bit late. Sorry.
No, you don't have to apologise, mate. Don't have to apologise at all. You've been keeping busy then?
Yeah, I had a emergency valve to change tonight, so that's why I was late. We've got cold weather here.
Yeah.
So a customer had a frozen valve I had to go replace.
Oh dear.
Yeah, but it's all good now.
Yeah, happy days.
So I haven't been working on a whole lot lately. I've been working on this Tamiya F16. I don't know if you can see it. Hang on.
Oh, that's nice, isn't it? Oh, look at that. Well, that's right up your street, John, isn't it?
Yeah, J Dams.
Yeah.
Shore Air Force Base.
And I picked this up this week from Tacom.
Oh.
All for Vincent.
Oh, big boots.
So are you gonna do a flag tower dive for it?
Yeah, I want to do the Berlin Zoo Black Tower.
Yeah.
So I'll probably make it out of like a high density styrofoam and then coat it or something. I'm not doing the whole tower, just the top of the tower.
Just one platform where the twin would have sat. Yeah.
Yeah.
So how are you doing, Mr. Hornsey? Yeah, I wasn't sure what time you were coming in or if I'd misread what you'd posted. I was like, yeah, I'm off on Saturday. I'll come and join in the show. And I'm like, it's not here. No.
Yeah, that didn't work out as planned.
That's all right.
Yeah.
So it's been quite a busy evening actually tonight. There's been a lot of nice stuff. I've only just done the dungeon there, but I had to go to the toilet because I was bursting. Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you managed to get much modelling done?
No, not very much at all in the last 2 weeks. I've been really busy at work.
Oh, that's a chore, isn't it? Work. Is that not a swear word though?
What's that?
Is work not a swear word?
No, it's
Yeah.
I didn't plan on working today, but I got called out for a couple of hours this afternoon.
Ah, right. Do you mind if I ask what you do for a living?
Renovations.
Ah, right. So house renovations and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah, we do a lot of restaurants, but we had emergency plumbing.
Ah, right. So not so much building, just sort of general trades, or
Yeah. It's what pays the bills.
cool stuff.
Yeah.
I'm just having I'm trying to see what's all been typed in the chat, but they've been pretty much catching up with it.
Yeah,
noises.
blabbing away to people in the chat there.
Yeah, talking about that big tank and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Traverse and other small servos for machine guns and everything like that. Yeah. So yeah, lots of stuff going in the dungeon, which is really, really nice to see.
So what I'm curious about that two 12-volt car batteries and all those servos, 2 wheelchair motors. How long do you run that for then with that amount of power and that amount of servos in it? How long can you go out and play, basically?
Yeah, with that big tank. Mind you, I suppose depends on the amperage of the batteries, because if you've got a standard, like, you know.
Yeah, well, the best way to recharge car batteries is with a drip charger, but that takes about 24 hours, doesn't it, to do it properly?
You'll probably find it'll be the sealed is it the gel batteries that you used to use for high output, Colin? I'm trying to remember, isn't it? The gel batteries.
Yeah, which you charge with a drip charger.
Generative stuff on there. He might have something where, as the wheels are turning, they're creating a charge that's replenishing the battery.
All regenerative stuff in that, but it is a beautiful big tank. Lynn's in the chat. How you doing, Lynn?
You know, he could have miniature alternators in there that are trickling a bit of current back. I don't know, mate.
But it's some size of thing. Wouldn't bike batteries save weight and faster charging? Problem is that you didn't get the amperage on the bike batteries. The bigger the battery, the bigger the plate, and the more current you can draw for them, because that's going to be powerful motors to drive a 1/6 scale.
I think he said wheelchair motors, didn't he?
Yeah. So when you're looking at that, yeah, a bike battery would you would get about 10 minutes out of it and it'd be flat. I'm trying to think. I think you're about 50 or 60 amp hours on a bike battery, aren't you? And that's it.
Yeah, I mean, if it's the mobility chair motors and that, then obviously, I mean, you know, you can take a mobility cart out and potter about in it all day long, can't you, and charge it overnight.
So yeah, any questions or anything in the chat relating to what you've seen on the dungeon tonight, or model making related questions, or obviously we're relying on people to chat to keep the chat going for a bit. We're going to be going for about another 15 minutes or so. Sorry, Mike. We started at 9. We're trying to keep it to a scheduled 3 hours, so everybody can get their stuff done. You got any questions or interesting things that you've come across, or kits that you're fancying getting, Mike? Because we've been talking a lot tonight about wing stuff and that. I know you like scratch building a lot of stuff, but
yeah. Probably the Lancaster still. That's on my to-do list if it ever comes out this year or next year, probably.
Some people that were at Telford did they actually have the wings Lancaster?
No, the HK one.
Yeah, they had both there. Both of them were there. They're touting the wingnut wings to come out late next year, if not 2020.
Oh yeah.
Apparently the wingnut wings is supposed to be better. I haven't seen it obviously myself, but then again, it's probably going to be at a higher price range as well when it compared to the HK one's going to be.
I heard the wingnut wings one, the exterior on the Lanc. You know how when you get a plane that's got aluminium, John will probably tell us this, that you get a plane that's made of aluminium, and you'll get somebody like Revel or whatever producing a kit, and it's all perfectly smooth, but on the real planes they're all dinged and dented and wrinkled.
Yeah.
And stuff. I think wingnut wings have concentrated on that aspect of it.
Yeah.
Skin wrinkly patterns and stuff, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
But again, but you can go to town with sanding and a Dremel and stuff like that to do it yourself. Because if they do it for you, it kind of if you're going for a specific plane at a specific moment, that kind of impedes you rather than helps you, I think.
Yeah.
That's again, don't have experience with it, so that's just. But it's gonna be a lovely kit, that's for sure.
What they were showing at Telford, from what I've seen on the videos on YouTube, it looks absolutely stunning, and they're saying it's not even ready for production yet. They've still got other stuff to do on the outside as well as the inside.
I believe they're releasing just the cockpit section as a separate kit. Is that right?
The nose section.
Yeah.
That probably
the nose bit, the front.
Probably tells you something about the overall cost of the entire kit then, if they're releasing that separate.
Yeah.
If you get change out of 500 quid for that, then I think you'll be very lucky.
I suppose it's like that big sub build that Ted did. It's almost like 5 or 7 different kits in its own with a different modular.
Apparently, it's going to be the Grail of Lancaster kits. So, you know, if you're a Lancaster builder, then yeah, it's going to be right up your street, isn't it?
I'd like to do it, but I've got no space to build it, and I've got no space to store it. So
Paul Sharpland actually saw it at Telford. I don't know if you got any photos of it, Paul. If you have, of that particular Wing That Wings Lanc, could you get them up in the dungeon, mate? If you could, pretty please, if you did get any photos, because that would be brilliant to let people get away that didn't get to go.
I think whoever does the first review stroke unboxing video is going to be inundated with views, because so many people are waiting for that kit, aren't they? So.
Well, I mean, it was like when some of the like the Perfect Grade Millennium Falcon came out. The first person that got that and imported it in the country and did it has just been, the views were massive because everybody wanted to.
You know, right place, right time. You know, it's like Gundam, isn't it? If you was in the right place at the right time, you become a whiz at it. You know, it's just how it is.
Art Boys is saying about those batteries, leisure batteries, it'll run for around 3 hours continuous on that big RC tank.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a nice amount of playtime then. Yeah.
Vamp's asking why you no film your LED build in Sprue. Well, I'm still talking about whether to do a series on LEDs and basic electricity anyway. That particular build of I'm putting the LEDs into it isn't a step-by-step video build, it's just an update. So, you know, plus you didn't want to hear me swear, I'm going, that's not going in, and smooisms. And
Smooisms have been good.
Whereas when I go to do the Porsche and I light that up, yes, I will video me putting LEDs in it. But that's a planned LED build, whereas this is just like an update build on the Peterbilt. Fraser Green, my Scottish friend, is asking, where's the place to buy plastic glue? Fraser, if you have got a Hobbycraft near you, you'll get Tammy Extra Thin and Snot Glue and Revell Contacta and all that in there, mate, if you just want to wander in somewhere and buy it. Otherwise, all the online shops. But Hobby's on, there's one in Falkirk. I can't mind where you are again, Fraser. There's one in Falkirk, there's one in Livingston. If you're Fife, there's probably one in Dunfermline as well. But Hobbycraft, you'll get your. They also do Tamiya paints and all that as well. Clive Crow's saying that Lancaster is awesome.
Yeah.
And Nigel's just saying, yeah, the Wing That Wings Lanc's got stressed skin. The riveting is like stubble. And the price will be around £350 according to Wing That Wings staff.
Oh.
Really? That is...
That's a lot lower than I thought it would be.
Much higher
than that.
Yeah, Osric's saying Wing That Wings haven't actually got to doing the rivet details yet, but they've got all the stress skin and all that done. What's Nigel saying? They've done a sample part of riveting and it's stunning. So there you go. So it's all samples that they've test runs and.
Yeah, it's going to be a matter of seeing the actual first, commercially available releases and then draw judgment from that.
Okay. Paul didn't manage to get any photos because it was so busy around there. So any of you guys that are in the chat that were at Telford and managed to get any photographs of this beautiful Wing That Wings or the HK Hobby one, by all means, make a wee album in the dungeon and fire it up so that people that didn't manage to get to Telford and get previews and that can get a wee look at it. Obviously, there's got to be stuff online from them, isn't there? Yeah, any more questions? Or
I can imagine that's high up on your growl list then, John.
Yeah. Number one.
No, I don't like you guys. Why do you always think of John when it comes to big stuff like that?
Because you've got about...
I've got a American cousin, you bastards.
Yeah, but once you've built that, you're not going to have room in your man cave anymore.
But we're not going to do
that's where I think HK has the one up, because there might be a little bit less detail. True. Again, on that scale, you can scratch build it, but they do have a very good patented and working system to wall mount it and to store the wings if you want to take it to shows, because you can actually get these off. See,
here's an interesting thing. There's already loads of different Lancs out there. I mean, HK Hobbies is doing one. Wing That Wings is doing it. Why that plane? Why yet another Lancaster?
Well, it's tied in with this movie, isn't it?
Well, there isn't one out yet.
Is there a movie coming out or something, Mike?
Well, there's rumours that Peter Jackson's doing a revamp of the Dam Busters, but from what I've read, it's been put back on the back burner because he did the colour version of the World War One films from the Imperial War Museum.
All right, okay, right.
I think he will eventually release the Dam Busters, but there is no given date as to when that project will be finished.
Yeah, he's got a hangar full of full-size Dam Buster Lancaster replicas as well.
So I take it HK Hobbies won't be too chuffed at, because Wingnut Wings have got a bloody good reputation, but then is the HK Hobby one in a more affordable price area than the Wingnut Wings version?
It's gonna be about £100 cheaper, about that, I think.
Yeah.
Right.
On some of the YouTube stuff, apparently, I don't know whether it's right or not, but the Wingnut Wings Lancaster has been in production, or they've been trying to build it for the last 9 years.
Right.
That's the HK Models one, was actually that's been in production. Well, it might have been both, but HK.
Right, here we go. Here, I'll give us something to talk about because Steve Spencer Beanie has just PM me. Oh, actually, no, he's no PM me. He's put it in the chat. He got some pictures of HK Hobbies Lanc, so I'll just put myself in present and go back to the dungeon for a second.
Oh, please do.
There we go. Back into El Dungeon. Right, so Steve's saying this is at HK Lanc. So here's some pictures for you guys to discuss. I mean, I know nothing about it, but it looks beautiful.
Oh, yeah, that's the one that came with one of the shells clear. Or both shells clear, yeah.
One side of the fuselage is clear, yeah.
You can see all the ribbon and everything. It's a massive.
It is massive. I think I might try for the HK if it's going to be that little bit cheaper, but
yeah, plus if you can get your hands on this limited edition with the clear scales, that's
I don't think I'll be able to get it from release. It might have to save up for a little bit.
There's some of the interior parts. So they had it all on the bench showing you the clear parts and everything.
Oh, the ribbing on that does look quite good. It's better than the B-17 because I know I have some corrections to do here and there on the B-17 myself.
So a bit like the big sub build then, one half it clear and one half it. Oh, look at all the detail inside though.
The way that these kits build up, you basically build up the entire, because the cockpit and then the bomb bay are all like
modules
you assemble and then you put them in the hull.
There's tons of detail on the inside. If you were covering that up without a clear part, it'd be lost, wouldn't it? I mean, even look at the engines. That's it. This is the HK. If anybody's interested in the Lancasters, this is some pictures that Steve Spencer Beanie took when he was down there. This is the HK version of the Lanc.
Wow.
Yeah, it doesn't have all the rippling and all that they're talking about on the Wingnut Wings, but
it provides you with a clean slate to do with what you will. There's that.
Yeah, see, I'm always.
They have that available, and you see what I mean with the mounting points. You see those stubs sticking out? Those are actually little hooks.
Where?
If you want to make it portable to go to shows, you can. That's actually an option with those kits.
Wingnut Wings are doing the same with theirs as well.
It's an amazing amount of detail and everything.
Yeah, going back to the Wingnut Wings, the other thing I picked up as well is you only get one full engine detail in the kit.
HK gives you all four.
But you can buy the extra engines as separate kits if you wanted to do all four exposed.
Yeah,
but then again, you're looking at quite a lot of money, and I think HK has the advantage, and now Smooth's gonna laugh. HK has the advantage that they have a very good relationship with Edward.
Oh,
so Edward already has their hands on the 3D imagery to do the aftermarket on.
Right, now here's the thing. We're already talking about the Wingnut Wings. I'll probably not need any extra detail, but it's a £350 price tag.
Yeah.
Right.
And you're talking about the HK models one is probably going to be about 100 quid cheaper, but they feel that Edward's going to have to make a detail upset, which is probably going to cost you another 100 quid. So you're as well getting the wing that wing one.
So you're saying have to make. That's wrong, mate. Because the option of getting the cheaper kit and then getting the aftermarket you desire gives you the chance, like, what detail do I want to focus on? Because there's going to be people who are like, well, the interior, yes, super detailed, but I've not got clear halves anyway. So, meh.
Right. Yeah.
And then they're like, but I am interested in the engines. And so they might get a full resin engine set for it.
Yeah, because you could do engines, you could do undercarriage.
Then why isn't the engine supplied with the kit got enough detail on it that somebody's having to make a resin and it's even slightly more accurate? Because, I mean, if I'm looking at it and it's £250 for a wing that wings and £100 cheaper for something that I need to buy detail up on, I'll buy the wing that wings.
See if we can get it out.
Steve saying when that wings are doing the blown panels, but Airfix have already done that. It's a new Hellcat. Luke for Black Rifle Model Works saying, for what I saw at Telford, they are both nice kits, but the wing that wings is streets ahead.
Oh, yeah, it goes without saying.
Nigel's saying that the HK B17 is very inaccurate. Is that the one that Vince is doing that he's got all the correction for? So the Lank may be as well, whereas the wing that wings will be priced around the same as the HK. It's just it's weird. It's something I don't understand. When you're getting into £300 kits, if there's detail missing, why is it missing? Why are you having to buy aftermarket?
There might be things inaccurate about it, but who the hell cares? I've got the books. I will be fixing it because that's what I get my job.
Odrick's saying that Wingnuts were saying they're only going to do the one engine is to keep the cost down, but at the end of the day, it's injection plastic. So all you're doing is injection molding 4. How is 4 bits of plastic going to cost more than 1 bit of plastic? You know what I'm on about? You've already got the mold, and plastic's cheap to make. So why the? Yeah, I didn't get the keeping the cost down by just doing one engine. Thoughts?
Yeah. I think there'll be some people that will just be happy to do one engine. There'll be people out there that will want to do more, you know. Keeping the cost down, then they're going to say, oh, well, we'll release the engine as a separate kit. So if you want to do more engines, well, they're making more money.
I've never really done an Explorer view. I've seen it on the Spits, the bigger Spits and all that, where they have panels off the wings so you can see the machine guns and stuff like that. So I could see maybe why they would just do one engine and stuff, but the cost thing I don't get. Clyde Crow says I have to go now. You lovely people, take care and see you again very soon.
Yeah, take care, Clyde.
Take care.
Well, I thought you were going to say something there, John. Oh.
No, if I've got the choice between the two, I'd go for the wings one.
No.
After seeing photographs and videos and stuff of the two in detail, the wingnut wings has got it with the stress skin paneling on the actual fuselage.
Did I hear something that there's going to be a couple of versions that the prototype has got the clear parts on, but the release type might not, or something? Or is that something I've misheard?
The plans.
You're mixing up HK and wingnut wings now.
Is that what I'm mixing up?
Yeah, because there was plans in the pipeline to do a tall boy and a Grand Slam bomber as well.
Yes.
All right, here we go. We've got a wee bit of feedback here. Nigel saying, Vincent, the nose is wrong, the windshield's wrong, the fuselage is too fat, the tailplanes are misproportioned, the tail is the wrong shape, the wings are too fat, and the 808 is inaccurate. Is that on the HK one?
Oh yeah, on the B17.
On the B17? Yeah. Oh, I know you've got a lot of stuff that you're rectifying, aren't you?
The F version, the nose is correct. I know the G has a lot more flaws because the windows need to be offset and stuff like that. But the F version is actually quite correct.
Is it the HK one you've got, the big, huge one that you're building?
I've done my work on it. Because I know where the flaws are. I know where they all are because I've spent a good 2 months getting all the aftermarket in that sourced, and I've got the Holy Grail book for it.
Yeah. Steve's just clarified some now. I'd heard the cockpit won't be available to the end of next year, and H&K is only doing one run of the clear parts, so it's about a limited edition run.
Yeah.
And Paul agrees, mate. Yeah, if they've got to make one, so it shouldn't cost more to make 4. Nigel saying John is correct. Just look at the pictures of the turrets. The wing that wings is a million miles ahead, period. See, this is what's really quite weird. This is something that maybe me and Colin didn't understand. I look at it and I go, it's a Lancaster. I don't know what all the detail. I've never seen a real Lancaster. Well, apart from the museum.
Well, after climbing all over one inside and out, and
but what about the Lancaster though?
Yeah, they just Jane at East Kirby. They're stripping that down. They've taken the engines off. They're taking the undercarriage off. The undercarriage legs. Stripping down the trailing edge of the wing to get ready for flight. And I was there I was the year they repainted it, stripped it and stuff. And after climbing all over it and seeing all the stress skin panels and stuff on it, and sitting in the nose turret, the rear turret and stuff, the wing just got it.
I think if you've actually got a physical plane that you can go and climb over and go, actually, you know, this has got it over another one. But an average person buying a kit is going to, unless they're doing their research, they're not going to know.
It's a bit like when they filmed the Memphis Belle film and stuff. We were up at RF Binbrook and stuff when the B-17s were there, and there was loads of them because we were up there when the B-17 crashed and saw it burn, and we got a chance to have a good look around the B-17s and have a look at the 8K one and stuff. And yeah, it's out, but it's nothing that a competent model maker can't solve.
Yeah, I mean, our guest tonight, Mike Condy, obviously you're across the pond. Are there any graveyards where you can go and look at B-17s or?
About 20 minutes from here, we have the Hamilton Lancaster bomber.
Oh.
And so I'll be using that for reference when I build mine. But it's flight worthy. In fact, I think it's been to England just this past summer.
Yeah.
Oh, was that the one we borrowed for the flyovers?
It came over in 2014 because we was at East Kirby and we actually saw 3 Lancasters, 2 flying, and they just Jane taxiing on the ground. Yeah. And to see 3 Lancasters actually moving in one space, it was amazing.
Yeah, because the last time you would see anything like that would have been obviously during the war. Yeah. Nigel saying, Terry, if you've never seen a I've seen one flying in an air show, but I've never been close up and personal with one. You get the wing that wing's purely based on the amount of detail and how sharp it is. Yeah, it's one of these ones you need to look at.
If you come down, I'll take you around the Lancaster. I'll take you to East Kirby.
You'll take me around the plane?
You can climb inside out of it.
Oh, that's good. Right, okay. As long as you're talking about the plane and not just like showing me the seats of Lancaster.
If we do what we were on about doing, and you come down, I'll take the pair of you to East Kirby, and you can get up close and personable with a Lancaster and a night fighting Mosquito that they've got.
I like the Mosquito.
Yeah, they've got a Mosquito there as well. They've just got one engine running.
See, I can see me and Colin going, right, what's this bit? And you'll be going like, well, that's rivet number 4, and that was attached to wing stress panel number 3 by 25 kilonewton meters. Yeah. Or would you keep it brief and just go, that's gun, Terry. That's wing, Terry. That's that's bad, isn't it?
Yeah, piss taking shit.
We're doing well. We've still got 32 viewers in the chat. So any questions, topics, or stuff you want to discuss, well, if Colin's feeling okay and all that, we'll keep running for a wee bit longer. But I mean, we rely on you guys in the chat. It's been quite interesting learning about obviously why this new Lancaster and everything's all the big hype just now. Spider's
got
got
the-
to go. Catch you later, mate. Sorry, Mike, on you go, mate.
Who's got the 1/6 scale tank?
That's one of the guys in the chat. Was it? I'm trying to remember now. Can't mind. I need to scroll back. Type in the chat if it's you. It's got the 1/6 RC tank.
Is that a kit?
Old boys.
Or is it Orc Boys that's got that? Yeah. They posted it up on the dungeon. It's massive. It's got 2 car batteries and stuff in it. Amazing.
Well, I'll have to take a look for that.
It runs on, was it wheelchair motors or something, Colin, they said, yeah?
Yeah, I think it's got a couple of wheelchair motors. It's the Orc Boys is the person who's got it.
That's right, Orc Boys, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But he's posted pictures up in the dungeon. We did cover it briefly just before you came on, but yeah, he's put some nice pictures up. He's got it out in the field and it's massive.
Spiddy's off, mate. Take care, Spiddy. Thanks for coming in, mate.
Yeah, see you later.
Later, Spid.
You know, it's big.
Yeah, it's Orc Boys. It's confirmed that was his. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I mean, is RC part of modelling? I would say it is. But I've never really dealt with
You've got to build it before you can make it a radio control.
Yes,
Mhm.
it comes in the kit form, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You still
I
got
mean,
to put it together.
Vincent was chatting to me earlier about different batteries and how the technology's moved on and all that and all that sort of stuff. I mean, you've done RC stuff, Vince?
Yeah, I've done 1/10 scale cars for a while.
Mm-hmm.
I did 1/10 scale back in the mid '80s, and that was fun.
Yeah, but technology's come on now and motors are more powerful and they're brushless and they're tiny.
Battery technology, the motor technology, even the control units are completely different to what I was doing back then.
I mean, even I got myself a wee Arduino kit, and I mean, the wee servo motors and that, and geared, is it stepper motors I call them the geared ones that have got all the torque. Just looking at the size of them now, it's all a lot smaller than I seem to remember.
Yeah,
years ago.
RC is something I've always wanted to do, but just never been able to get around to doing, mate. You know, it's all about the spondies at the end of the day.
When I went into Wonderland Models in Edinburgh, when I tripped over the step and got that Samba, they've got a huge section on RC. And the big truck cabs and that, it's like 500 odd quid. But I mean,
Yeah, I
when
know.
you see them moving about, it's like all the lights go in. And
Yeah, when I was last up there, I was chatting to one of the fellas in there about the RC stuff, and I went, "Oh, if only," you know. But it's one of those, isn't it?
what I'm just trying to think, what scale are these big RC trucks in? Would they be around about 1/6 as well, or would that be too big? 1/12 maybe.
There might be about 1/8.
Right.
Yeah.
I think it's 1/8, something like that.
Nigel's saying to Vince, look at the nose for the front. It's round, the whole front. Aye, so they're talking about fine details of. Aye.
Again, this is true, but it's the only kit available. What HK also did is compromise for ease of assembly, and I went in full well knowing that, and I'm convinced I can make the necessary corrections. And if I can't, well.
Is that the one? John's already built one, and you've got a lot of the corrective parts that John had. Yeah. It's one of those, isn't it?
If I fail, I fail, but I think it's a challenge for me to, because they compromised for ease of production and final ease of assembly, and it shows. But
the thing is, I would look at your plane, whether you put the corrective parts on or not, and paint it up, and I would go, that's a nice big plane. You know,
they were model makers. We're not assembly robots, right? I mean, we don't need.
Yeah, I know. But
Knowing your skill base as I do, Vince, I'm sure you'll be able to give it your best. That's all that matters to you.
Yeah, because I mean, we've all built a Revel kit. If you know what you're doing, you can make even a certain shitty Revel kits look halfway decent. So
yeah.
Nigel's confirming the remote control trucks are 1/14, so they're a nice big, a small scale if I do it correctly. Yeah. is it? The bigger the number, the larger the scale.
Monogram 148 is getting a bit ropey in quality because of the age of it.
Yeah.
There you're running into problems with warping and flash nowadays because old kit. So, you know.
So Nigel's wishing you luck. Just think it looks wrong compared to the Monogram 148 in real life, but that's why you've bought all the correct. I mean, you've done that as kind of like a grail kit. You've spent a lot of money on corrective parts. Of what? Ort Boys is saying the base price for the 1.6 tanks is around $6.5 grand for a running model.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
I've never paid that for a car.
I think I paid less for my motorbike, and that will do 150 odd mile an hour. Yeah. 1/5 scale crawlers are the in thing now. See, yeah, RC I've never kept in touch with, but it's out of my sort of price range. But I do like RC stuff because it's got electricity in it.
Well, yeah, there is some really nice RC stuff out there, and there's a huge market for it. So,
Just so you know, he's not kidding, Teddy.
I don't want to put you on present, mate. Oh, I believe him. Oh, God. From 4,100, and you've still got to build it all.
Yeah. Then you still have to add all these bits to get all
Side packs and recoil packs, and
so by the time you added that, you're looking at $6 grand.
now they're looking for £287.50 to add an LED flash and recoil to your tank. Now this is something
They're recoiling, you know, they're recoiling that entire barrel mechanism.
there's an interesting thing, the exhaust smoke pack and stuff. See, Colin and I is into that kind of stuff where it'd be like, right, okay. Once we get into Arduino and all that sort of stuff, and you can start using servo motors and that, and incorporating that into a normal model. I've got that one I got for my birthday off of you guys, the big T2 Hunter Killer tank. And my Arduino kit comes with a couple of servo motors, and I'm just wondering if I can incorporate them into my thing to make things move about and that. So it's
yeah, you'll be able to move the top half body, the machine turrets, and all sorts with stuff in that kit. Yeah.
relatively inexpensive, aren't they, as well? The wee stepper motors.
You can get different miniaturized versions of them on the flea, really cheap, mate.
Definitely something that looking at. Nigel saying, just in case anyone's interested in putting a video up tonight that shows how to roll and solder brass cooling jackets for machine guns. That would be something that would interest Vince. Aye, for the Wing That Wings kits. Yeah, rolling brass. It's, well, I mean, Colin used to be a sheet metal worker, so it's, you know, rolling brass and soldering. But it'd be interesting for quite a few people how to take a flat sheet, roll it, solder it, you know, drill it out.
Fair play, mate. Nice work.
I don't know if we'll come out on camera, but
I've always been kind of tempted to. I mean, Colin's kind of the same. I've got you up and present a mini bench lathe and actually machine them rather than roll them. But
yeah.
So what's that one, Vince? That triplane? Von Richthofen.
It's 148 scale Fokker with the photo edge.
Is that wing nut?
No, 148 because it's Edward, mate.
Like 148 scale, aye, but it still looks tiny, aye.
With the brass cooling jackets on it.
Oh, you've got the brass guns in it, yeah.
Well, not the guns themselves are plastic, but the cooling jackets on.
Oh, the cooling jackets, outer jackets, yeah.
I mean, they were a PE set that came with the kit, but you know, it is quite a challenge if you don't know what you're doing, because you know. But then you discover the magic of annealing brass, and it's like, yeah. Yeah,
well, if you're a sheet metal worker and you're going to be rolling brass, you're going to have to anneal.
Yeah, so yeah, you know, it's.
Paul's saying, nice, Vincent, is that a Rodin kit?
It's the Edward. It's the Edward Trophy Pack one.
You've not got your mic clipped on, and Colin can't hear a word you're saying, but
no, it's the Edward Trophy Pack kit.
Trophy pack, so it comes with like the.
So it came with the cooling jackets, the BIV cockpit detail and stuff like that. Yeah, it's good kit.
A nice wee model.
Have you started on your Samba bus yet, Terry?
I haven't. It's just that I've seen it at a really good price, and I know Colin's got one, and I thought when he starts us, we can do a wee buddy build thing.
Oh, okay.
I can imagine that Colin's going to get the saw out and do. I'll do basic lighting on it and do it like the box art. I have a feeling Colin might have other ideas. It's just like Colin and I both have the same fire engine, but mine's is a left-hand drive and his is miraculously, whilst it's in the box, turned into right-hand drive and flocked the carpet. And it's amazing how he does that with his kits.
I dropped the box and it just happened to land near a pot of flocking and glue.
Yeah.
So that it would flock the carpet beautifully.
Flocking amazing, so it was, yeah. What's Nigel saying? I don't like to anneal the brass if I need to make straight uniform forms like cylinders or cubes. Annealing works well for me on belts, etc. Yeah, so if you're going to roll it, yeah.
What I tend to do, though, if I don't anneal it, is I start kinking the metal. And what I discovered is I can just get solid aluminum tubing in different diameters. So I've got a solid surface to just anneal. And then
so you're using a former then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Using it as a mandrel, sort of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Munchkin Muddling Man's in. How you doing, mate? So, yeah. Paul's asking...
In the end, everyone finds their own little technique. That
Paul Sharp was asking, does anyone know what the Rodin World War I kits are like? Anybody done a Rodin World War I kit?
No,
I've never built one.
I'm afraid I have no.
What are you thinking of building, Paul Chaplin? Maybe that's...
Rodin's one of these ones that I've only just recently heard about, but then I'm not an avid armour builder, so it's... And Nigel's going, they're not a patch and win that wings. There you go. I don't think anything's a patch them, but then you're going to... You pay £100 for a wing that wings biplane, and you pay £40 for a dummy one.
If you're looking at smaller scales, you only really have that many options.
Oh, Nigel's saying, but if you want a fucker triplane, wing that wings don't do one. Yeah, it's
always found odd, so yeah. That's where I think Revel does a 1/32 scale one, and then you've got, of course, Edward does a really nice one in both 1/72 and 1/48.
Yeah, I mean, it's surprising, like you say, that they don't do one because it's one of those iconic planes, isn't it?
Red Barn. It's also one of these ones, I mean, yeah, you know, if you're buying a kit at that price, you're going to have something that's highly detailed and you don't have to worry about it too much rather than how to paint it. But I mean, it's if you can afford £40 for a kit, that's the one you're going to go for and try and...
I mean, most people have done a Spitfire or a Hurricane or a triplane or a biplane, haven't they? You know, it's...
Paul says he's seen a lot of Rodin kits at reasonable prices. Yeah.
You get quite a few decent 32 scale Spitfires, but how about a 32 scale Hurricane?
Yeah.
To have a decent 32 scale Hurricane, right? Yeah, we've got 2 Lancasters on the market. Why not let's have a 32 scale Halifax or a 48 scale Halifax?
Can you get a Stuka in 32nd or 48?
A Stuka?
Yeah.
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 Right,
Airfix do one.
Right, because I like the Stuka. I remember doing one as a young lad as a 1/72nd, but I've liked
Trumpeter and Azigawa both do 32nd scale Stukas, and Airfix do the 24th scale Stuka.
What's the better one in 48th?
The better one in 48th? The new Airfix Stuka is pretty damn good.
Right.
But it depends which variant you want to build, doesn't it, John?
Yeah, it's like the Itinerary Stuka. The Itinerary Stuka is actually very good because you get a complete engine with that.
Nigel's saying, correct, £40 versus £90, but the experience is worth the money. I think that we're going on to what Colin's saying. If you want to build a Grail kit of a certain genre, then go for the most expensive one you can afford. But generally speaking, it's out of my.
Well, it's a bit like the Shackleton, isn't it? At one time, when Frog had got their Shackleton out on the market, yeah, it was quite cheap. And then when Frog went belly up, you're paying 70, 80, 90 £, 100 quid for a really naff Shackleton kit. Then lo and behold, you get Revel bring one out, and you get Airfix bring two out.
Nigel's saying special hobby do a 1/32 scale Hurricane, and Ravel Stuka in 1/32 is Hasegawa anyway, so I'd be better going for the Hasegawa one. Yeah. Yeah. Munchkin finally got his last egg plane this week. I quite like maybe egg planes are quite good wee mojo builders. They're a wee bit of fun. I've done the egg shot.
I did the 747 Egg Force one, didn't I?
Yeah. Do Edward do any detail up kits for egg planes, Vince?
Don't egg him on.
I'm trying to get don't egg him on. I'm trying to get a heathen out of him.
I think it would be.
No, as soon as I'm done with forming my giant flaps for the B-17 around the plastic,
I heard you like big flaps, mate. But anyway, yeah.
the plastic original ones, the moment I don't need them anymore, to give them to you, Terry, so you can shove them.
Oh, thank you. Where would you like me to shove your spare flaps, mate?
It'll be the only
Case of wherever you like, Terry.
It'll be the only flaps he gets, Vincent.
If they're really big, I could make a mangina out of them.
I know he does it to get a reaction out of me, so you know I'm
just trying to get a heathen. I mean, we managed John to call.
He told me to F off the other night as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll need to get Mike going one night and go, right, Mike. He'll be like, bunch of bastards. Yeah, I think it's we've had a really good crack at the whip tonight, guys. What do you reckon?
Yeah.
I think it's been good.
Thanks as always for everybody that tunes in every week. Really value your input. We do enjoy seeing all your work on the dungeon and stuff like that. So keep that coming in, because there's a lot of nice and interesting builds coming in. Gives us all different ideas as well. What's Nigel saying? I've built those flaps, Vincent. Few soldering heaven not.
we'll see what we get to.
Paul's asking, has Vincent got a YouTube channel? Yes, he has.
Yeah, I do have to update.
I haven't posted anything for a while.
Yeah.
I need to work on that, which will be on the bench tomorrow. So yeah.
We were thinking of having a bash at. This was something we were talking about off air, Vince. Possibly hosting a Saturday night live on Vincent's channel.
Yep.
Oh, there you go.
In which respect, I need to get some stuff up so we can talk about that.
So a wee bit of crack at the whip of that. But we'll have a discuss.
We've got plans for the new year, haven't we? About rebranding the group and etc. and sort of sharing the love a bit. So keep an eye out for little updates on that. But in the meantime, if you sub to John and Vincent as well, it'll just give us a bit of scope.
Yeah.
I've got nothing on my channel, not yet, but it's in the pipeline, isn't it?
Yeah. But it's just something for the new year we're thinking of with group builds and different things.
Yeah.
Vam's just saying he did a video on Molotov Chrome you need to check out. Yeah, I'm not a fan of it, mate. It's not very durable, but yeah, there's a video on Vamp's channel if you want to see more about Molotov Chrome.
I mean, I know where Vampy's coming from on this. If you let it cure for a good 5 days, then you should be able to not worry about it coming off too much and things like that. But a lot of people mistakenly clear coat it too soon. So
what I actually used it for, and Terry knows this, I use it for light reflection inside of the Enterprise hull.
Yeah.
And it's going to do a cracking job of that, and I don't really care about durability because it's in an area that
I used Molotov on the bumpers of my large E-type, and I let it dry for a good couple of weeks and just left it, and it's resilient enough. I'll check that out, Vampy, because I think it might clarify a few myths on Molotov.
See, you use yours in a pen. I've tried spraying it and I didn't get good results spraying it, but I've not got a pen, so yeah.
Ooh, interesting question from Nigel's modelling bench. I use Vallejo metal color and it takes forever to dry. Do I have a dodgy bottle? My gut instinct would say yes, because it's normally dry quite quickly.
Yeah, well, it's acrylic, so it should dry quick.
Yeah, the
Is
tacking
it one of them?
is quite quickly. Yeah,
Right.
takes a while.
Apparently, they had, when they first started producing them, they had some a bad batch, and I got in touch with themselves, the importer, and they sent me replacement bottles. Because when I sprayed mine on, I was just experimenting on a buffer kit, and I put a gloss black base down of Tamiya X1 and sprayed it with their chrome, and it took a fortnight to dry. It just would not go off.
Dodgy bottle.
Yeah, after 12 hours, it should normally be cured, to be fair. Yeah.
I got in touch with them when they replaced it with, well, I ended up getting 6 bottles because they sent me the range.
Just to pick up on what Vamp's saying, Molotov Chrome does have its uses, but I find it works better on small areas than large. That's my personal, but then it depends on what your atmospherics are, if you're spraying it, if you're using the pen, you know. But yeah, it does have its uses. I'll be using it on my truck for light reflectors and stuff, but I've tried it on bodywork and bumpers and that, and I prefer the UC powders to the chrome, but that's...
Yeah, I mean, I've sat there with a detail brush on the nib of my pen, and I've used lines of Molotov for the welds on motorcycle exhausts and things like that, and it worked a treat. So
I would need to get a pen to try, because I've not tried it with a proper pen applicator.
the thing with the pens is it doesn't like you going back over a surface that hasn't fully cured, so you just let it cure. It's like anything. You don't spray straight over a layer of paint. You let each layer bed itself in. So.
Is it a lacquer or is it like an enamel?
It's actually called an ink. I've got a refill here. They call it an ink. This is a refill one.
Yeah, it's more like a permanent marker, I think.
High gloss special ink, highly opaque. It says on it. So
yeah, it's like a gold Sharpie or something like that with better chrome.
Oh,
it does work. It gives you a lovely chrome. I just find for the applications I've tried it with, it didn't work very well spraying, and it wasn't quite as resilient as some other products that I use. But I do use it for stuff.
Yeah, Vamp just said it's alcohol based, so a bit like a permanent marker. Which is why it probably reactivates if it hasn't fully cured, because you run into the same problem with Gundam markers, who are basically Mr. Hobby acrylic paints, which are also alcohol based. So you know
it's the same with all paints. You'll get some people swear that this paint works really, really well for them, and then somebody else tries it in their humidity in their area or whatever, and it doesn't work.
And with the alcohol-based paints, when it comes to brushing, you really need to give it time to cure, because you'll reactivate the underlying layer again.
Well, there you go. Great stuff. Right, as we were saying, we're going to round up for evening. Thank you, everybody that came in, and we beat a record. I think we're up to 51 or 52 at some point. I'll check later on, but that's fantastic, because we're only just a small group of people. And if you're not a member of the dungeon, please do feel free to join and share your stuff. I mean, we joke that we're not really wanting Gundams and stuff, but if that's what you build, yeah, post it up. But it's I quite like. There's a lot of different variants of models that you guys are building. I know, especially myself and Colin. I don't know about John and Vince. Enjoy watching what everybody else is doing, and sometimes you get really unusual builds and everything coming up. So as always, thanks very much for joining in. I'll try and hook up with Colin for an insomnia, because I've my sleep pattern and house just all over the place. And so it's if we do one, it'll be possibly an unscheduled one. That way, if it happens, it happens, and we're not letting anybody down, rather than post that. See how it goes. So for myself, thanks everybody for joining, and thanks for Mike Hornsey for popping in as a guest tonight, and a goodbye from me.
You're welcome.
Good night from me.
Good night from me.
And me.
A good night from me.
It's not like an old TV series, and it's good night from them.
Yeah.
Two running.
All right, guys. Catch us next week, and see you later.
See you later.
Everyone.
Catch you later. Bye bye.